we have to be sound enough that we cover everything, because we're going to see some things that we probably have not seen, and hopefully we'll get it covered up and to where they can't get a cheap win until we get some adjustments made. But I really believe the team that plays the best defense today is going to win.
As I said, they've got to stop you as well, and Ragon's looking very good.
Oh, I'll tell you what, he'll do a good job. It'll be an interesting game, and we'll have to control the football as best we can and hopefully not turn it over.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Thanks, Holly.
Mac, back to you.
All right, Holly, and John L. Smith, the head coach, in his 5th year at the helm at Louisville. Both these teams trying to shake off some late season disappointments. Louisville losing to TCU late in the season. BYU getting thrashed out in Hawaii, a controversial game for them. We talked about the points, Chris Spielman. Look at the numbers on the board there.
Yeah, one of the things that stands out is obviously the 46 points that BYU throws up on offense, but the 30 points they give up on defense. And this Louisville offense can put a lot of points up on the board. In fact, they're throwing up 30 themselves. The Louisville defense is the key. They're only giving up 17 points a game. They have their biggest challenge ahead today against BYU.
Louisville's defense over the last 2 years, one of the leaders in interceptions, among other things. So that passing game of BYU will be tested today. The Cougars facing a huge challenge today without arguably their best player, Luke Staley. And Gary Croton, their first-year head coach, in his first game ever in a bowl. Former offensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears in his first year at the helm, replacing a legend and doing a fine job at it. This is a matchup of 2 conference champs, BYU out of the Mountain West, going picture perfect, 7-0 in league play, and Louisville is suffering just 1 loss in Conference USA play. Gary Croton, in his first year, as I mentioned just a few moments ago, his MO, his modus operandi, a offensive coach. He's out of Louisiana Tech, where he refined that very prolific and potent offensive attack, and he has brought that here to BYU to follow in the rather large, imposing shadow of another offensive guru, Lavelle Edwards, who has since departed. Chris, what do you see as some of the keys to today's game?
Well, Mark, one thing you have to do now, a good pass defense on both sides comes from a good pass rush. It's not always the secondary. It's the pass rush. You keep your eyes on Dwayne Wright from Louisville, the Conference Defensive Player of the Year in Conference USA, 23 tackles for loss and 15 sacks. Now, every game that we do, Mark, it's always important in my mind to get off to a first start, especially the first drive, to come out, set the tempo. Right now, Louisville has the ball, and BYU's defense is going to take the field first. This is huge for them. Why? When they give up 72 points in one game, you want to find out how good your defense is. You're anxious to get on the field against the powerful offense.
See if they have shaken off that Hawaiian hangover. Louisville, meanwhile, with a very dangerous kickoff return team. Zeke Parker, one of those guys. He has run back 4 in his career. And this is Zeke Parker on the loose. Still on his feet. Zeke Parker ignites the fans here at the Liberty Bowl on the game's opening play. A great return all the way down to the Cougar 23-yard line.
Mark, I'm surprised they kicked the ball to him all year. Louisville opponents have been kicking the ball away from Zeke Parker. The reason why is because of this. It's vision. When you're a kick returner, you got to have vision. And use your imagination. Let the hole open and burst through the hole. Zeke Parker knows what he wants to do with that football. Take it down the sidelines. The guy's getting blocked. Surprisingly, Brigham Young kicked to him when they gave up 21 points on special teams alone versus Hawaii.
An 80-yard kickoff return gives the Cardinals great field position on its opening drive. We're going to pass on 1st and 10. Complete to Tiger Jones at the 17-yard line. Gain of about 7 yards on 1st down. Dave Ragone threw 23 touchdown passes this season, completing 60% of his passes against just 7 interceptions. The skilled people around him, a good group. Patterson, Parker, Deion Branch, over 1,100 yards receiving. Harris and Gent.
Keep your eye on Ronnie Gent. He's a big factor for a tight end in this Louisville offense.
Single back set. And Jeff Coward, number 94 for the Cougars, may have jumped offside on that one. certainly electric beginning to this Liberty Bowl game.
Offside on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Enough for a first down.
Cardinals get a free one. Let's take a look at the offensive line up front for Louisville. Woodard, Darzinski, Coons, Bowers, and Ebel up front.
Darzinski's a tough guy up there.
Up against this defensive front, Ryan Denny, one of the guys to watch for BYU. First down and 10. Bouncing it outside is T.J. Patterson, the team's leading rusher, tackled by Dustin Staley, brother of Luke. The linebackers, Kelly, Enna, and Walkenhorst, it's a pretty unique group in their size, Chris.
Yeah, they are. They're all about 250 pounds. They all run well. They're going to have a big game.
Guilford is their best cover corner. Heaney on the other side. Marietta and Staley, the safeties.
Guilford with 6 interceptions on the year. The ball hawk.
Second down and 6. Ragone, and you see his size and strength as he moves the pile all the way down to the 1-yard line almost. Isaac Kelly, the linebacker, took on Ragone and paid the price for it.
All right. Okay, I'm the next linebacker, and I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. But Dave Ragone's a big kid. He's 6'4", 250 pounds. Now, Isaac Kelly's a linebacker. You have to come up, and you have to bring your feet when you hit. You cannot stop your feet, or you get a face full of Ragone.
That's what he got. First and goal for Louisville. Henry Miller in it back. Touchdown, Cardinals. And in just 4 plays, Louisville puts it into the end zone.
Too easy. Too easy, Mark. Especially when you're coming off a game where you give up 72. It's too easy. BYU has to get to the sidelines and adjust.
A great beginning for the Louisville Cardinals. Out of Conference USA. And Nathan Smith barely makes it just inside the upright. Little carom off the upright, and it's 7-0 for Louisville. It's a battle of conference champs in Memphis. And the guys out of Conference USA are out in front, 7-0 when we come back.
John Burgess started this company in a 2nd-floor bedroom.
9 months later, it looks like a good idea.
Jeannie Gagner and Alan Robinson, AXA Advisors.
With new wealth came new responsibility for John and his employees.
We provided key man insurance and estate planning for him.
Deferred compensation and 401ks for his people.
AXA Advisors helps business owners succeed.
It's not just about making it.
It's about making it last.
AXA Advisors, building futures.
How do they see through the stockings?
How do they see through the stockings? They're sheer.
Right.
But you're missing the point of the story. The woman's car is commandeered, stranding her miles from the nearest FedEx location.
She's toast?
No. Directly across the street. Her salvation.
Directly across the street?
Technically, it was kitty corner, but stay with me. Is it a mirage?
I don't know.
Is it a miracle?
Yes.
No. It's one of thousands of FedEx Express drop boxes strategically located at post office locations coast to coast.
Keeping the engines of commerce
well lubed. Precisely.
Get in the zone. AutoZone. If you've got a dirty air filter under your hood, you're losing horsepower and killing your gas mileage. That's a fact. So get to AutoZone and do something about it today. Get in the zone. AutoZone. Get to AutoZone right now. Put in a new air filter, get the horsepower back, and start getting better gas mileage today. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
One of the coolest things about Rocky was how he did his training. Untraditional methods. Where he'd be pounding on pot roast, drinking raw egg smoothies, chasing a chicken. All that crazy stuff to make himself tougher. That'd be fit for sequels. Ford F-150. Built to last and come in first. Built Ford tough.
As promised, we're here to bring you the final from the Crucial.com Humanitarian Bowl. Clemson and Louisiana Tech, and the Tigers finished it off. 49-24, the final. Clemson snapping a 5-bowl game losing streak to finish the season at 7-5, as did La Tech. Now let's go back down to Memphis and the AXA Liberty Bowl.
All right, thanks a lot, Reese. And speaking of snapping bowl losing streaks, Louisville is trying to snap one of its own. They have lost 3 consecutive bowl games, including last year's. But right now, number 80 standing tall, Zeke Parker, with a 70-yard kickoff return just a few moments ago to ignite that Louisville offense. From the 7. Curtis Holder on the return for BYU. Well, now it's Brandon Doman's turn. The 6'1", 195-pound senior, completing 64% of his passes on the season, threw for over 3,000 yards.
They also rushed for over 500.
The skill people, that's where the question lays today. How do they manage without Luke Staley? Peterson, Halliday, Ord, Mahi, and Need.
Keep your eye on Mahi, 91 catches for over 1,000 yards himself this year.
First down and 10 for BYU from its own 25. Pass complete to number 86, Doug Jolly, the tight end. Out to the 27-yard line. They'll go to their tight ends quite a bit. Burns making the tackle. Here's a look at the offensive line up front. The guy to watch the center, he's first team All Mountain West Conference, Scoot Canning. Working against this defensive front, number 99, Dwayne White, was the Defensive Player of the Year, Chris, in Conference USA.
15 sacks, 23 tackles for loss. Very productive from that end position.
Second down and 6 from the 30-yard line. Back line up out of the eye. Doman on the option. As Peterson out to the 33, Devin Thomas making the stop on the play. But there's a flag down at the far side 29-yard line. Just how do you replace over 1,500 yards of rushing? And Luke Staley was a very good receiver out of the backfield as well. It's holding against the Cougars.
And that's one thing you cannot afford to do, especially when you're trying to counterpunch. Get penalties, you got to stay in the game.
Lee, Freitag, and Brown, the linebackers for Louisville.
Yeah, Michael Brown is kind of a mixture. Louisville will play a 4-2-5. He's kind of a linebacker, nickelback.
Ronnie Galashaw is their best cover corner. Minkins on the other side. Burns and Floyd, the safeties.
And Curry Burns, the leading tackler, that Louisville Cardinal defense.
Louisville's defense very stout over the last couple of years, among the national leaders in interceptions and forced turnovers.
Big screen down, Mark. Second and 15. You don't need to get it all in one shot.
They come out with the trips formation out to the left. Doman comes back the other way, intended for Andrew Ord. Luke Staley was BYU's best player. He was the Doak Walker winner as the best running back in the country. Look what they lose there, Chris.
Yeah, the big thing right there, 8.1 yards per carry. That's huge because that gives you manageable second downs, manageable third downs. And it eliminates the threat of somebody doing some damage on the ground.
And Staley has since declared himself eligible for the NFL draft in April. Third down and 16 for the Cougars. Empty formation, 5 receivers. Little receiver screen complete to Mahi. And he stopped up right at the 35-yard line, short of the first down. Jerome Freitag, the lone senior starter on that defense.
I'll tell you, Jeremy Freitag did a good job hustling from his linebacker position. Anytime that ball comes back on that split wide receiver screen, defensive linemen and linebackers have to be running. They'll make the play more often than not.
Aaron Edmonds in punt formation for the Cougars.
Aaron Edmonds is going to punt. Long of 58 on the season, 14 inside the 20, an average of close to 40 yards on a punt. And back deep, it's Deion Branch, number 9, standing in his own 37 for Louisville. Just underway here at the Liberty Bowl, and he shanks it. Gets a very generous roll, though, that'll take it down to the 41-yard line. But Aaron Edmonds, who's averaging almost 40 yards a punt, gets this one to go just 34. Coming up when we come back, Dave Ragone going to work again. They scored on 4 plays the last time. We'll see what they do this time.
up to the line. Stand up straight.
Add AOL Instant Messaging to your phone for just $2.99 a month, only from VoiceStream.
They're the bedrock of the community, these small family businesses. They're also my clients.
Susan Hirschman, AXA Advisors.
People work lifetimes to build them up. Then comes the biggest threat, passing it on. Taxes may chew up half the value. I show them how a financial plan can help keep it in the family.
AXA Advisors is one-on-one financial help.
That's why this is a good town to build a business in.
AXA Advisors, building futures.
Here we go.
You gotta love Johnny Cash. The man in black's the kind of guy who doesn't need sparkly outfits, synchronized dance moves. Johnny just bleeds every note till he brings the house down. I'm just saying, don't send a boy band to do a man's job. Ford F-Series Super Duty. Built to tow the line. Built Ford tough.
That's the way to get it done.
Number 1 Miami faces number 2 Nebraska for the national championship. The Rose Bowl presented by AT&T. Thursday night at 8, 5 Pacific on ABC.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the 2001 AXA Liberty Bowl is presented by AXA Advisors. AXA Advisors, building futures. And in part by the United States Army, an army of one. And by Listerine, worth the time, every time.
Shots downtown here, Memphis of Beale Street. A lot of good barbecue food down there, Chris Spielman.
Standing. Had some last night.
Louisville with a quick 7-0 lead just underway here in the first quarter. I'm Mark Jones, along with Chris Spielman and Holly Rowe. Louisville with the ball, 1st and 10, and flags down.
Moved a little bit early up front for Louisville. Anxious to get going. Mark, it's a big series.
Prior to the snap, illegal snap on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
It's a big series for BYU's defense right now. They need to make some kind of stop. See that? Louisville has had a problem with penalties. Over 8 a game.
Ranking 102nd nationally. Darnell Smith, the 4th-year head coach of the Cardinals, trying to solve that thing constantly. Okay, here we go.
I used to hate that as a player. You get ready, whistle blows, stop, start, let's go.
4 receivers, but they hand it off to the lone tailback on the play out to the 46-yard line is T.J. Patterson. Team's leading rusher, a 6-foot sophomore, 220 pounds. Ran for 7 touchdowns this year.
That's the version of the spread offense that you'll see with Purdue. You'll see that at Northwestern, Clemson. What they want to do is give you that draw read there. Then they'll have a play action after that pass. Darzinski, that time, the guard, got a nice block to lead the way for Patterson.
Gives them a very manageable 2nd down and 5. Owens, the tight end, to the right side of the formation.
Got an audible.
Little counter. Run it again. That's Patterson. Pushed out of bounds near midfield at the 49-yard line by Darius Wilson. Patterson is a guy who came on late last season and carried that success into this year and parlayed the two into a very productive year.
T.J. Patterson averaged about 5 yards a carry himself, and he's a good-sized running back. He likes to hit it up in there. He's a good, powerful runner. Fits nicely into this scheme.
He's the fastest of their tailbacks. 3rd down and 3. Got to get just to the other side of midfield for the 1st down. Pass complete, but his receiver falls right near the marker. That was Branch, number 9. See what kind of spot that he gets. Had a chance to speak with Deion Branch before the game, Chris, when we were down there a little bit and asked him about the weather conditions. He's like, man, this is nothing compared to last year.
Yeah, but the sun was out there on the field. Now there's a little shade on that field. Mark, that time Louisville or BYU came with both outside linebackers on a zone blitz. They had 6 pass rushers. Now, if you don't get there, you're vulnerable underneath, and especially when you have a guy like Deion Branch running an underneath option route. It's tough to cover him. anybody for that long if they pick up the zone pressure, which they did.
They're that much short of the first down. Decision time early in the ballgame for John L. Smith.
We got to go for it.
4th and inches, and Dave Ragone still on the field.
Now you got a 250-pound quarterback. Quarterback sneak.
He's the biggest of their backs. He's bigger than Patterson, Stallings, and Miller.
And you see that even with, they're getting up there, hurry up. They're going to snap it quick. They're going to hurry up. As soon as that umpire gets out of there, they're going to snap the ball.
They're a little over 50% on 4th down this year.
That umpire, get out of there. Let him snap it.
And they give it to Henry Miller, who scored the touchdown on the last drive, and he appears to have the first down. So the first gamble of the ball game, the first roll of the proverbial dice, comes up good for John L. Smith.
Anytime you're going to have a short yardage situation right here, you get a good surge by the offensive line. And until BYU can prove that they can slow down the run. Now remember, they're giving up over 5 yards a pop per carry. Until they can prove to stop the run, there's no decision on 4th and inches. You're going to go for it.
Deion Branch split wide to the top of your screen. First down and 10. Pass complete to Parker on the other side. Down to the 42-yard line. Folks, start your new year off right with the Outback Bowl. Tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. It's a rematch of last year's game, actually, as Jonathan Wells and the Buckeyes look to avenge their 7-point loss to Limba Edwards and the South Carolina Gamecocks. Wells has run for 5 consecutive 100-yard-plus rushing games of late, and number 23 against number 14, a battle of 2 ranked teams. Dave Ragone dealing a hot hand on the season, and so far here today, 23 touchdown passes, completing 60% of his passes. Second down and 4. Gain of about 1 by Patterson, brought down by Kelly. Reese Davis, what's up?
Mark, in the Silicon Valley Classic, Michigan State trying to take control with its running game. T.J. Duckett going to blast in from the 5. That gives the Spartans a comfortable 10-point lead, right? Well, maybe not too comfortable if you have David Carr and Rodney Wright hooking up for the second time today. 78 yards on this one, and it is a full-fledged, unadulterated shootout. 24-21, Spartans on top in the second.
Yeah, Reese, that's what we're expecting here with these two teams, a shootout. On third down, the pass is incomplete, intended for Ronnie Gent. Appeared to have been thrown just a little bit low and behind his receiver.
Yeah, that's a ball, though, that, in my opinion, the receiver of the tight end caliber that Ronnie Gent is, he has to catch this football. Now, Dave Ragone is going to throw it only where Ronnie Gent can do it. He's throwing an out kick to the sticks. It's in front of him, Mark. He had his hands on it. The rule is, as a receiver, especially of his caliber, hands on it, make the catch. It's a nice call, though. Nice little option route by the tight end. Tough to cover when you're playing off.
Wade Sedlecka into punt. Averaging a little over 40 yards per. They're going to be able to down this one inside the 10-yard line. A 37-yard punt, but field position key. When we come back, Brandon Doman, the most prolific quarterback in the Mountain West Conference, one of the most prolific ones in the nation. We'll get the...
Hi, I'm Teresa Bachman. In this fast-paced life, buying a car should be hassle-free. Come into Bachman Chevrolet, Oldsmobile, Subaru, or Volkswagen, where we follow the golden rule. Treat people the way you want to be treated, with honesty and respect to every customer. Competitive prices, huge selection, great service. At Bachman Auto Group, we want your business. Bachman Chevrolet, Oldsmobile, Subaru, and Volkswagen.
Bachman makes a difference.
When you picture college, are you asleep in a lecture room or getting career training in a hands-on environment? Daymar College has programs for some of the hottest careers around.
What's really helpful is we schedule your classes for you, order your books, and walk you through the enrollment process. And it's all one-on-one, not in a big group.
Call Daymar College today at 495-1040 to get your career going, or check them out on the web at daymarcollege.com. Learn more, earn more. Daymar College.
Brendan. Dominic and the high-flying Wings defend Hockeytown against Paul Kariya and the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. Western Conference Feathers Fly on ESPN Wednesday Night Hockey. Ducks at Red Wings, 8 Eastern Wednesday on ESPN.
Tonight in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, award-winning defenseman Julius Peppers and North Carolina collide with Jason Campbell and Auburn. He got it! Touchdown! North Carolina Auburn, the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, 7:30 tonight on ESPN.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the 2001 AXA Liberty Bowl is brought to you by Ford F-Series. The best-selling trucks are built Ford time. And by AutoZone. The right part, the right price, and good advice.
W.C. Handy's Blues Hall of Fame, just one of the many great sights on Beale Street in downtown Memphis. I saw a sequin leather jacket, folks, that would have looked great on my partner. And Elvis Beale. First down and 10. BYU still in the building. Dwayne White making the tackle on the tailback that time, Peterson.
Mark, BYU came out in a little different formation that time. They came out what we refer to as 12 personnel. That's one back and two tight ends. And they're coming out offense, we call it. Inside their 20, buy them some time to drop back and throw the football.
BYU offensively, the highest scoring team in the nation, averaging over 46 points per. Second down and 6, backside of the eye. Here's Peterson again, hanging on to the ball, and still on his feet. A first down out to the 32-yard line. Finally tackled by Johnson.
They came with a different formation now. That's 13 personnel, one back and three tight ends. Got Spencer Need, a fullback here, lead now. They'll hit him inside. That's a good job. Missed tackle, 2 missed tackles. Michael Brown overruns the play. Good job of hooking the defense. 2 missed tackles. Guys overrunning, taking bad pursuit angles. Anthony Floyd had a chance to get Peterson. You overrun the play. You tackle and attack inside out, not outside in.
A 22-yard pickup, first and 10. Doman incomplete, batted down at the line of scrimmage by Curry Burns, a strong safety. Let's go downstairs to Holly Rowe.
Guys, running back Paul Peterson is obviously getting his first college start here today, but he had to get a cast cut off his broken wrist just before the game. He broke his wrist just about 3 weeks ago in the game against Hawaii. Each day this week, they've been cutting the cast back a little bit, and the doctors finally cleared him to play this morning. He is playing for the first time without that cast, and he's doing a pretty good job so far.
Yeah, Holly, and he's not the only one that is injured and suffered a wrist injury. Ned Stearns had a removable cast on his wrist, the other tailback. So they're fighting injuries still at that spot, even without Staley. Little counter play to Peterson. That time unable to escape Louisville defenders at the 29-yard line. Ronnie Galashaw coming off the corner for run support. Peterson, Stearns, Nielsen. They're all going to try and replace Luke Staley, but can you?
Well, right now he's doing a pretty good job of running the football, Mark. And one thing about college football, and Coach Croton pointed this out to us, one man's loss is another man's opportunity. This is Peterson's chance to step up and shine.
Croton was excited about the way that his backups practiced this week. Third down and 13. Incomplete at the 43-yard line, intended for Soren Halliday.
Yeah, Doman's timing's off. He's not in the game yet. Look at Coach Croton, get in the game. Those guys are open. You've got to hit them receivers. That's 2 outcuts that he's missed so far. And even on that little rollout pass, he just had to dump it over the hands. He couldn't do it. He's got to get going and get into this game for BYU to have a chance.
Yeah, his guys,
they need him.
His receivers were right there. And to punt once again is Edmonds. Shanked his first one of those 35 yards. About 20 of it was roll. Deion Branch, meanwhile, back at his own 32.
For Louisville to test the protection.
This one a little better, but not by much. Branch at the 30. Picked up a great block. But was unable to outrun the coverage. A 41-yard punt that time by Edmonds. Well, tonight at 7:30 Eastern, Capital One Bowl, we continue on ESPN with the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, a battle between North Carolina and Auburn. Julius Peppers on defense, one of the top players in the nation against Jason Campbell and the Auburn Tigers.
It'll be a nice matchup.
The Carolina, Chris, started 0-3 and then finished up winning 7 of their last 9 games.
They did a good job coming back.
Dave Ragone at the helm of the Louisville offense. First down and 10 from the 29. Incomplete, intended for Branch. Into deep coverage, too.
It's a nice little route. It's kind of a double post move. BYU's defensive backs and safeties do a nice job. Levi does a nice job of getting depth and understanding. And I'm in cover 3. I got to be deep with the deepest. They kind of high-load him there. That's what you need to do. Him and Brandon Heaney, high-load him. Makes it tough for a receiver to make a catch.
Second down and 10 to go. They run it into the middle between the tackles. Ryan Denny making the stop that time. Number 28, T.J. Patterson. Louisville's season, a very successful one. And that was one of the goals of their head coach, John L. Smith, coming in to prove that last year was no fluke. 10-2 this year, losses at TCU at the end of the season and then at Illinois.
It's always tough to repeat as champions. Did that again this year. Mark, take a look at the depth of the running back. Now, right now, I'm kind of getting a key on him. When he's going to run the ball, he is back there at least 7.5 yards. Now, obviously, right here is the pass situation. He's up there for pass protection.
Third down and 9. Ragone takes off. And he's tackled at the 37-yard line by Isaac Kelly. About 3 yards short of the first down. The Cardinals will punt. So another good defensive sequence that time by the Cougar defense, a defense that has been much maligned.
Right here you'll see they do a good job of knocking Denny down at Stallings, but you see people running into the football and hustling, gang tackling. There's a good shot right there. Hold him up. Now the second guy in, come get the ball. But what you want to see is those blue helmets with the Y's on them. A lot of them around the ball carrier. They did a good job that time of gang tackling and running to the football.
Left punting from his own 22. And it takes a Cougar bounce out to the 44-yard line. So this will be the Cougars' best field position of the day so far after that 21-yard punt. BYU was rolling along 12-0 at one point before going into that game against Hawaii. Coming off a very dramatic, exciting win against Mississippi State. But they lost at Hawaii, giving up over 70 points. They were undefeated, though, in conference play. Pretty good season for the first-year head coach.
That's a great season, especially for a guy that's replacing a legend, Lavelle Edwards, to come in and win 12 football games. They have a lot to be proud of.
It can be pretty intimidating when the name of the stadium you play your games in is named after the previous coach. Peterson running between the tackles, stopped up initially by Dwayne White. Gary Croton, former offensive coordinator in Chicago. Look at the single-season records that they set under him this year.
It's a balanced offense. You had over 2,800 yards on the ground, over 3,000 in the air. Just amazing. Right there, that big one right there. 46.8 points per game.
Wow. Still haven't scored yet today. Cougars placed 8 first-teamers on the conference all-star team. Second down and 6. Little bubble screen and read well that time. Mahe brought down by Gaines, the free safety.
Brian Gaines does a nice job of reading the shorts drop by Bowman right there to see good break on the football now. Mahe's got to make one guy miss on that. That's the job of the receiver. But Gaines comes in, head up, puts his face on the football and brings his feet. That was a good tackle by Gaines and a good read on him. That was Louisville's dime package. That means 6 defensive backs.
2-receiver formation this time by BYU. And Doman overthrows Mahe, his intended receiver, Chris. That's the third time now that he has been off by just a little bit.
Yeah, Mahe had the best cover corner for BYU. Galashaw beat. He ran a post corner route. What that is, he faked the post and came back to the corner. Galashaw bit on the corner, and again, Dolman has got to make that throw. These guys are open. He's got to deliver the football to him, and he's not getting it done right now.
It appears as if the wind is swirling a little bit in the stadium, and it may be at his back just a little bit. I'm not sure if maybe that resulted in the ball sailing on him a bit.
It might, Mark. To me, though, he looks like he's almost aiming it a little bit instead of throwing football. Anytime you see a natural quarterback, throw it. Don't aim it. It's not darts.
4th and 5, Edmonds to punt. Anthony Floyd tackled immediately at the 18-yard line, 3 yards on the return after that 36-yard punt. Folks, I can tell you that it's pretty chilly here in Memphis, Tennessee. Not as cold as it was last year. The temperature is 33 degrees. I'll debate that wind chill a little bit. My popsicle toes say it's about 10 degrees right now. But it is sunny, Chris.
I'm sweating up here.
Man, you don't even have a jacket on.
Yeah, we're right up there. That's where we are.
It's colder up here.
We're closer to the sun. We're warmer.
Oh, yeah, much closer. Another 93 million miles away. First down and 10 for the Cardinals at the 18-yard line.
Look at his depth of the back on the pass, Mark, all the way.
Complete over the middle to Branch, and a first down for Louisville out at their own 35-yard line. We're going patiently waiting that time for Branch to come open.
Yeah, that's a great point, Mark. First of all, it's a 3-step drop, and he's going to his first option. It's not there. Then he buys himself time because he knows he has to do that in a 3-step option. And the second part of that play is that Branch doesn't quit on a route, even though he's not the primary target. He's going to bring his route back to Ragone so he can find them. That's a well-coached wide receiver play and good decision-making by Dave Ragone.
Now, Chris, we have a new tailback in the ballgame, Tony Stallings. He gets the handoff. Stallings running off tackle. Gains about 3 yards out to the 37. Holly, what's up?
Guys, you know that teams tend to scout the tendencies of an opponent for a bowl game. And Louisville right now making some adjustments. One of their offensive coaches just came over to Dave Ragone and the wide receivers and said, BYU is showing us a look on defense that we didn't see in any games this year. It's something new, and we haven't prepared you for it. They've made some adjustments. The kids have obviously responded, and they're doing very well on the passing.
All right, Holly, a little on the JOB training. The Cardinal receivers on 2nd down and 8. And I guess the adjustment worked complete to Damian Dorsey, working on Heaney that time. And a first down for Louisville. What a catch.
Yeah, and more impressive, Mark. It was a great catch, obviously, but what a throw because he's thrown from the opposite hash across the field and out-cut. Now, Brandon Heaney has a nice break on the ball. That's great concentration of keeping his eyes on the ball, making the catch, and not breaking stride and turning the ball upfield. Brandon Heaney has good coverage here. That's a great job of making the catch and turning upfield for positive yardage.
First down and 10. Ragone hands it off. Stopped up that time by Justin Patterson. Ina, the leading tackler on that defense, Chris.
Yeah, big guy, 260 pounds. That's a big middle linebacker now. There's not too many guys in the NFL. In fact, I can't think of anybody besides LeVon Kirkland that size.
He was first team All Mountain West Conference this year. And folks, the first 15 minutes of the AXA Liberty Bowl are in the books here in Memphis, Tennessee. Started off with a bang as John L. Smith's teams ran back the opening kickoff 80 yards. Set up a touchdown 4 plays later. 7-0 when we come back.
Unscripted with Chris Connolly, weekdays at 5 on ESPN.
That's Pete Norman, world-class swimmer, age 73. Made good money selling real estate, but worried he'd outlive his savings.
David Lawson, AXA Advisors.
People are staying active, living longer. Before Pete retired, I did some planning. Showed him how a guaranteed income could help keep his head above water.
AXA Advisors is one-on-one financial help.
Of course, the way he's going, they'll live to be 100. But we planned for that, too.
AXA Advisors, building futures.
Wake
One of the coolest things about Rocky was how he did his training. Untraditional methods. We'd be pounding on pot roast, drinking raw egg smoothies, chasing the chicken. All that crazy stuff to make himself tougher. That'd be fit for sequels. Ford F-150, built to last and come in first. Built Ford tough.
Own Pearl Harbor on DVD. This 2-disc set contains hours of exclusive bonus material, including behind-the-scenes and documentary footage. The Pearl Harbor 60th Anniversary Commemorative Edition DVD. Own it now.
I dare you to let anyone get close to you.
Head & Shoulder Shampoo. It helps stop flakes before they start and conditions better for beautiful hair. Try Head & Shoulder Shampoo.
Do you dare?
Welcome back, everyone, to the AXA Liberty Bowl. BYU, number 17 in the country, trailing Louisville 7-0. The dividing line is very definitive, folks. Half the stadium clad in red, the other half in blue. Nowhere to go that time. The Cougar defense getting good penetration, led by Kiesel. Time now to take a look at our ESPN game track. Some of the cogent points of the game so far. The first play of the game, Zeke Parker, a dangerous kickoff return, man. He's run back 4 for touchdowns in his career. Ran one back 70 yards, putting them in scoring position, Chris.
Yeah, then Miller gets behind that big offensive line. They got a great surge for a 1-yard touchdown plunge. And Peterson from BYU is doing a nice job of filling in for Luke Staley, averaging 7 yards a pop.
Go for it, and Ragone is intercepted. Picked off at the 29-yard line by Gennaro Guilford. So the first turnover of the game goes to BYU.
Yeah, that's a great job by Gennaro Guilford, keeping his eyes on Dave Ragone and not the receiver. Why? Because Zeke Parker turned his route up. Dave Ragone didn't expect Zeke to turn his route up, but he was forced by Ina to turn his route up. And Guilford kept his eyes on Ragone and watched the arm and broke on the football. That's a great job. See, you see Zeke Parker was going to take off there. He broke his route, tried to turn it upfield. Guilford didn't buy it. Did a good job reading the quarterback and securing the catch. That's a turnover. That's a big part in this football game, turnovers.
New tailback in for the Cougars, but Doman does it himself. Out near the first down at the 39-yard line. Let's go back to the studio with Reese Davis.
Mark, Silicon Valley Classic still in the first half. We are in excess of 700 yards of offense. 4th and inches, and T.J. Duckett gets lots of yards, 38 of them to be precise. Michigan State goes up 31-21. That's not enough. Might as well go to Charlie Rogers again for the second time on the day. 69 yards here. He's got 7 catches, a $196 in the first half. And the Spartans are on top, 37-21.
Wow, you talk about points. Dave Ragone, meanwhile, one of the best, or actually the single-season interception percentage leader. Just 1.83 this year. His interception ratio about 4-to-1, Chris.
Yeah, and that's, you know, Dave Ragone makes good decisions. That time it wasn't a good decision. Why? Because he and Zeke Parker weren't on the same page. Zeke Parker turned his route up. Ragone was forced to throw the ball and then went to by Ina. Guilford made a nice play.
BYU's defense forced 21 interceptions during the regular season this year. First down and 10 for BYU. On the reverse, Charlie throws it. And it's picked off by Anthony Floyd. So the Cardinals take it right back. We'll play later.
Look, I like the call. What I don't like about the call is that he's throwing the halfback pass or the tight end around pass to another tight end. Now, even though he has him beat deep, guess what? He doesn't have the breakaway speed. Floyd and the DBs can have catch-up speed on the tight end. Now, Charlie underthrows this, and Floyd goes up and makes a great interception, catches it at the highest point. Now, Need needs to come back and be the defensive back that time. As a tight end, he doesn't have the feet that a receiver does to change and come back and be a defensive back.
Meanwhile, Anthony Floyd 17 career interceptions. Run it on first down. Nowhere to go. T.J. Patterson brought down at the 27-yard line. That Louisville defense, as it's done so many times before in the past, sets up the offense courtesy of a pick.
Well, I like the way BYU's defense has responded, Mark. I didn't know what to expect when I came in here, giving up 72 points to Hawaii. But they've answered the challenge now. They gave up that early one. They're flying around the football now and doing a good job of gang tackling.
It's a defense that says there were a lot of mitigating circumstances to giving up those 72 points. Second down and 13. Incomplete out of the backfield, intended for T.J. Patterson. It'll be third down and long. And the past couple of sequences offensively for Louisville haven't gone that well for quarterback Dave Ragone. He's a guy that coming into the season, he said that, I can throw the ball hard, but the one thing I've got to keep improving on and getting better at is throwing with a little more touch. And he's kind of done that throughout the course of the season.
And he has improved that part of his game. That time he tried to throw a little bit too much touch. An illegal substitution. We're going to try to get a timeout before the
illegal
play.
Substitution on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Make it third and about 17 now for John L. Smith. We're here at the AXA Liberty Bowl, Memphis, Tennessee. It's conference champ against conference champ, Louisville against BYU. Conference USA against the Mountain West. And Louisville with a 7-0 lead, courtesy of a 70-yard kickoff return to begin the game. Third and long, and more flags down in the field. Well, we talked earlier about Louisville's penalty situation.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
One of the most penalized teams in the nation, and it keeps getting worse for them.
Right now they're not on the same page with as far as making the calls from the sidelines and what personnel to get in the ball game. Dave Ragone that time went over to this side of the field to BYU sideline, telling the receivers what play it is. Usually a quarterback can do that by hand signals. So they're having trouble getting people in and out of ball games and who they want in and out of the ball game.
Third down and 23 for the Cardinals. Incomplete. Intended for Zeke Parker. Let's go downstairs to Holly.
Guys, one thing that may be affecting Louisville right now is their long layoff. Their last game was against TCU on Thanksgiving weekend. BYU played the first 2 weeks in December and looks much more in sync. Right now, Louisville's struggling to get on the same page on offense, having a lot of small procedural penalties.
John L. Smith's crew maybe shaking off a little bit. Really shake off that last performance against TCU where they lost. But left-hand to punt for the third time today from his own 3. Flag down. Rigel down at the 40-yard line, and the Cardinals covering that punt in their zeal violated that 2-yard halo that you're supposed to give the punt return. A 46-yard boot that time.
And Michael Gell did a good job of filling that punt on the bounce, Mark, because he knew he had a flag in the halo rule. Oftentimes you see kids not catch the football. You got to go up and either make a fair catch.
The opportunity to catch a kick on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's the #1 job of a punt return. Secure the catch and make the catch. Whatever you have to do, make the catch.
Here in Memphis, 7-0 when we come back to the AXA Liberty Bowl.
This is when a lot of people start to worry. Are they ahead or behind in the race for college, retirement?
Mike Jarvis, AXA Advisors.
Will they have enough to do the things they want? I tell my clients a good plan can get them through, and it's never too late to get started.
AXA Advisors is one-on-one financial help.
Okay, so you're a little behind. You can catch up. I can show you how.
AXA Advisors, building futures.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
If you want to get better gas mileage out of your car, tune it up. You'll save money at the pump, and you'll avoid performance problems like hard starting, misfiring, hesitation, even stalling.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Get everything you need to tune up your car at AutoZone. Do it now and start getting better performance and better gas mileage today.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore. And love is all that I can give to you.
As we're making our way up the hill, I can hear gunshots echoing in the distance.
Let's go, soldiers. You will not have a whole lot of time.
Fires, once you have that magazine.
Rocket. Contender fortitude. 3.
I'm a little bit nervous because I've never done this before.
Left side is ready. Right side is ready. The middle is ready.
It's all about precision and confidence.
Log on. Watch Michelle hit the mark. Only at GoArmy.com.
Louisville with a 7-0 lead with 11:59 to play in the first half. I'm Mark Jones along with Chris Spielman and Holly Rowe here on New Year's Eve in Memphis. First down and 10 Cougars from their own 47. Their best starting field position of the day. Doman keeps it on the waggle. And is run out of bounds right at midfield by Burns.
Mark, it's a good call because you want to get Brandon Doman into the ball game, and sometimes how you do that, you have him take some hits because as far as throwing the football, his timing has been off. So you want to make him a factor and feel like he's part of this football game by letting him get involved with running the football. Remember, he's run for over 500 yards this year.
And passing today, Chris, just 3 of 7 for a total of 10 yards. This time, though, the Cougars going into the wind, so we'll see if those passes still sail long on it. Second down and 7. Doman collared and sacked back at the 45. Tremendous pursuit that time by the Cardinal defense. Defense that was near the top in their conference play.
Yeah, Bobby LeFew, coming from his defensive tackle position, does a good job here because it's tough to get sacks and they run a little game. Doesn't quit on the play and uses speed. That's speed for a defensive tackle to catch Brandon Doman and horse collar him down. That's a good job. Defensive tackles don't get opportunities to make a lot of sacks. They're kind of the space eaters, the people eaters in there, while the ends go out there and get all the glory. That time LeFew did a good job of hustling, chasing Doman down.
Turns the lone back for BYU on 3rd down and 12. Working the middle of the field, complete. And a first down for the Cougars. Doug Jolly took a hit from Curry Burns, but held on to the ball. And this is their deepest penetration of the afternoon.
Yeah, watch Doug Jolly here. That's a nice job of running through the sticks. You'll see him right here. He's going to come down here and kind of curl up right in front of his coverage. He's going to find, he knows how far he has to go. He's going to curl up right in front of his coverage and go up and get the ball. And anytime you're in the middle field, you go up, you know you're going to take a shot.
15-yard pickup, first down and 10 for the Cougars. That's Paul Peterson on the carry down to the 36-yard line. Peterson, remember, playing with a broken wrist that was had the cast removed just before the game. Let's go to Holland.
Guys, you're debating from the luxury of the warm booth just how cold it is down here on the field. Well, I have a perfect way to show you. The water that the players are supposed to be drinking, frozen solid here on the sideline. So from an expert freezing out here, it's pretty cold down here.
Holly, get yourself some gloves. As the mercury is plunging as we speak. Second down and 6 for BYU. Batted down at the line of scrimmage. Good surge by the guys in the middle, including Dwayne White, LeFew and Lopez up front.
As Louisville came with a blitz from the outside, Michael Brown, the slash linebacker DB, is going to bring pressure, but Peterson does a nice job of coming over. See him? You see Peterson sneak out there? He's coming over to pick up the blitz, and White gets the big paw in the air, understanding that if you're held up at the line of scrimmage as a defensive lineman, you got to get your hands in the air because you have a good chance of knocking the ball down. Good job, Dwayne White. He's a great effort guy, Mark. Not only just that guy, but he's an effort guy. A high motor.
3rd down and 6. Wide open, complete to his tight end. 1st down, BYU. Spencer Need.
Spencer Need and Jolly are a big part of this offense. And if you're a linebacker and you're playing man-to-man on a tight end, the #1 rule is you never look for the quarterback. See, Freitag's eyes went back to the quarterback. As soon as your eyes go back to the quarterback in man coverage, the guy you're supposed to cover leaves you. You must keep your eyes on the quarterback. The old saying, if he goes to the bathroom, you go in the bathroom with him.
Don't forget to close the door.
Exactly. Freitag did a good job of hustling, but you can't take your eyes off your man and man coverage.
A pickup of 25 on the play. Need in motion. Doman got rid of it just in the nick of time. Good pressure that time defensively on Doman.
Devon Thomas did a nice job. There's Peterson right there, doing a good job filling in for his buddy Luke Staley. Like you said, one man's loss, another man's opportunity. It's your opportunity, young man. So far, he's answered the call, not only running the football, but picking up the blitz. Devon White that time from his defensive end didn't try to chase the ball from behind, played his responsibility, took bootlegs.
That's up a 2nd down and 10. Peterson playing with that broken wrist.
Got a bunch formation, a lot of pick routes in there.
Out of the backfield, it's Peterson. Can't do anything with it. Brought down at the 11-yard line by Freitag, the lone senior starter on that Louisville defense. A defense that has allowed just 18 points a game this year.
Jeremy Freitag did a good job that time. Now he's got a man on the back. It's a little bit different. Read the screen, broke up, and made a good open field tackle. Leading tackler on this Louisville football team. Good, solid performance.
Yeah, former JC All-Conference player. Transfer from Sacramento City College. 3rd down and 9 for BYU. The throwback, tackle eligible.
Big fella. Big fella.
Touchdown Cougars. Dustin Riker.
The old tackle eligible play. What a call. Take a look at it on the replay right here. He's got to report to the official. He did, I'm pass blocking. No, I'm not. Look, everybody come out. They do a good job of getting a block. Whiting gets a nice block on White. Look at the big fella rumble. Stumble. Tumble. Good hand.
79 and some good mobility as well.
That's a bowl game play.
When you have time to prepare, you can cook up a few tricks. Styling and profiling. Yeah, Dustin Riker. He had candy for everybody on that one. BYU tying up the game, 7 apiece. We'll be back to the Liberty Bowl right after this.
Do they bowl in Italy?
Do they bowl in Italy? It's the birthplace of bocce ball, but you're missing the point of the story. A mom-and-pop bowling ball bag manufacturer in Jersey. Jersey is swamped with worldwide demand after their product is featured in an Italian fashion magazine. Why are you laughing?
I was seeing a bocce shirt.
Let it go. So they ship via FedEx International Services. With time-definite express delivery to over 210 countries, the bags hit the market. It's a classic macroeconomic love story. Supply meets demand.
I like a nice love story.
Pepto-Bismol. It's first aid for heartburn, diarrhea, nausea, indigestion, and upset stomachs. Here in Chef Neri's kitchen in Italy, Olive Garden chefs have learned to make her special tortelloni di Fizzano. For $8.95, you can enjoy it tonight with your family, while Chef Neri's favorite student learns to make it for hers. Olive Garden, when you're here, you're family.
A New Year's Day special. The Buckeyes clash with the Gamecocks. Ohio State, South Carolina, the Outback Bowl, 11 a.m. New Year's Day on ESPN.
Okay, you have an unbalanced line right here, in which you'll see there's 4 guys on one side. 1, 2, 3, 4. That makes this man eligible for your reports. They do a good job of rolling out. The whole defense thinks, well, they got 4 guys over there. I got to run over here. They're possibly not going to throw it to an offensive tackle, but the offensive tackle catches the ball behind the line of scrimmage, which is good hands. It's like a pitch out, a long pitch out. He goes in and rushes the ball in for 10 yards. It's a great call by Gary Craig and that staff.
Chris, they line trying it to Zeke Parker, who ran one 70 yards last time. This time takes it out near the 33-yard line of Louisville.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Zach, come on. Hi, Casey, I love you. What's up, Pop?
See, right there, Dolman does a good job of selling it. Then the other key is when you got a big lineman that's not used to running the open field a lot. There he threw, gave a little leg, take it away. You got good blocking downfield. That's a big fella taking it in. That's an athlete for you. Good job, Riker. Nice.
Not often they get a chance to touch the ball.
No.
Justin Reichert getting much love on the sidelines, too, from his teammates. Let's go downstairs to Holly Rowe.
Hey, guys, Reichert is no dummy, though. He came over to the sideline and immediately congratulated his teammate, his co-offensive lineman, for blocking for him. He's seen that drill enough times. But the one thing his teammates are teasing him, they say it looks like he was running in slow motion, kind of like the bionic woman or the bionic man. So they're giving him a hard time for looking slow in real speed.
Hey, at 6'7", Holly, and 301 pounds, he's not going to move that fast. The man down in the field, meanwhile, for Louisville. Brigham Young ties the game up at 7 apiece. Not quite the shootout, Chris, that we anticipated that it might be. Both teams' defenses really rising to the challenge right now, you'd have to say.
Yeah, and they are, Mark. The quarterbacks are struggling a little bit, just throwing the ball downfield. Now, they're hitting the short passes and the option routes and the screen passes. That's fine, but whenever offense starts opening the ball and starts getting warm, it looks like their hands are cold or something. They're not throwing the ball with a lot of authority. They're almost like aiming the football.
Dave Ragone has the Louisville offense at the 33-yard line, first down and 10.
Devin Thomas, he's starting defensive end. Louisville getting helped off the field now. That's a big factor because they like to rotate those guys in there.
They got a lot of depth up front. 3-receiver formation, single back set. Complete to Parker at the 38-yard line. It's cold here, ice forming, and speaking of which, segue, Wednesday night. 8 o'clock Eastern Time hockey action. Detroit Red Wings led by 3 600 career goal scorers, Stevie Y, Luke Robitaille, and the sniper Brett Hull face off against Paul Correa and the Mighty Ducks. Wednesday night hockey presented by Nextel. Right here on ESPN. Second down and 5 for Louisville. From the backside, Ryan Denny ran that one down, Chris.
Yeah, Ryan Denny didn't honor the fake. Why? Because he had 2 pullers. If you only have 1 puller, then you got to stay home for the bootleg. But if you have 2 pullers, oftentimes it's not a bootleg and it's a run. And when you're 6'7", 275 pounds that can move, you have to get somebody to cut off the backside pursuit. That's either the center or the offensive guard. Nobody did that. Ryan Denny read it and made a great play.
Third down and 8 for Louisville. Their offense has stalled on third down today. 0 of 5. They go now, making an audible.
He is surveying the defense.
Finally calls a timeout right before the play clock was about to expire. That's their first one of the half. 7's on the board when we come back.
Bluegrass Hyundai is a big show-off, and right now they're showing off the completely redesigned 2002 Hyundai Sonata. They're showing off with a sale price of only $14,898. Now that's a smart buy. Consider the long list of standard comfort, safety, and performance features. Consider every Hyundai comes with America's best warranty, the Hyundai Advantage. Then consider the value, only $14,898 for a brand new 2002 Hyundai Sonata at Bluegrass Hyundai on Shelbyville Road.
Hi, I'm Dr. Todd Hofsteller, owner of the Spine Center, where our focus is getting you back to life.
Many of us suffer from pinched nerves every day, which can't be fixed by drugs, injections, or even surgeries. We can discover if your pain and symptoms are a direct result from a pinched nerve. We have a new digital analyzer machine that will show you if your spine is out of alignment, truly causing all your pain. Stop wondering if you have a pinched nerve and come to the Spine Center, where we care about you and your problems, and will correct them and get you back to life.
A New Year's Day special. Jonathan Wells and the Buckeyes clash with Derek Watson and the Gamecocks. Snowed under. Ohio State, South Carolina, the Outback Bowl. 11 a.m. New Year's Day on ESPN.
Winter X Games 6 in Aspen begins February 1st on ESPN.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the 2001 AXA Liberty Bowl is presented by AXA Advisors. AXA Advisors, building futures. And in part by Chrysler. Drive equals love.
A look at some of the furnishings inside at Graceland, some of the amenities. Would have been a nice place to kind of hang out, wouldn't it, Chris?
Yeah. Like the Jonesy household.
I don't have quite the pool table. 3rd down and 8 for Louisville. Complete to Branch at the 48-yard line. And it's a Louisville first down. Tackled by Dustin Staley.
That's a nice throw by Dave Ragone because he's throwing off his back foot trying to get away from pressure. You see Deion Branch coming up, working on the receiver, and runs away from him. You got to play a little bit tighter coverage. Knowing that your help's inside, you got to be up on his upfield shoulder. But you got to be on his upfield shoulder. You can't be 2 yards off the upfield shoulder. And Dustin Staley has to wrap him up. You can't push a guy down because he'll make you miss eventually.
1st down and 10. This is TJ Patterson. Stopped Mike Coward on the play. Patterson the fastest of the tailbacks. At times this year, Patterson has struggled with hanging on to the football. There's the game against West Carolina. Had a couple of fumbles, but since that time, it's been something that he's made a concerted effort to work on. There he is.
I remember Archie Griffin used to carry a football around him when he went to class. He had to have his book bag in one and football in the other.
Worked for him.
Yeah.
2nd down and 10 for Louisville. Incomplete at the 45. And Ragone took a lick afterwards, too.
Yeah, you know, Ryan Denny, to me, he's starting to step up and get noticed here, not only on that play by keep getting pressure on Ragone, but the play before he knocked the tackle back and disrupted the timing of the run. But Denny, nobody picks him up now. What they're doing is they're trying to sneak Jen out in a tight end sneak route, but when you have 6'7", 275 running down on you fast, you don't have time for the play to develop.
Denny, the academic All-American with a 3.7 GPA in finance. The scholar with $1. 3rd down and 10. That play imploded from the beginning. Ragone sacked to the 42. And it'll be 4th down for the Cardinals. They'll punt.
Now, shotgun, the one thing you got to do is get the snap. Pull Ragone a little bit left. The offensive lineman can't protect all day. Actually, that wasn't bad protection if he had time to throw the ball. And Gunderson does a good job of beating his man one-on-one from his 3 technique position, which is the outside eye of the offensive guard.
And Lecca punting from his own 29. Ruggiero calls for the fair catch. No, he doesn't. Runs it out to the 25-yard line. A 6-yard return on that 40-yard punt. BYU tied it up on their last offensive series. They have the ball when we come back.
The cars from Chrysler. Exhilarating performance, incredible engineering, and of course, Eye-catching designs.
Introducing Bounty Double Quilted.
Now the quicker picker-upper is double quilted.
Each sheet is quilted once, then quilted again, making it stronger when wet.
It even works underwater.
Other paper towels fall apart when wet, but new Bounty Double Quilted holds together, making it the most durable two-ply paper towel.
It's great for everyday jobs. And jobs you never thought a paper towel could do.
Quilted, quicker picker-upper.
New Bounty Double Quilted.
See, it's cool. Come on, let's go.
With its patented four-wheel drive system, Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo is extremely capable.
Thanks.
But still as refined and well-mannered as ever.
What a gentleman.
Well, we love the plug there. It said, yeah, the Cougars should be playing in Tempe. That was a bone of contention for BYU at the end of the season. Charlie Peterson now in at quarterback, at running back, behind Doman. So a quarterback playing tailback. And he stood up at the 27-yard line by Galashaw. Speaking of which, Chris, it was a bone of contention for BYU. They were 12-0 going into the Hawaii game, coming off a very exciting win against Mississippi State. And then the BCS made the announcement that they would not be going to a BCS Bowl. And Coach Croton, and some people don't want to use that as an excuse, but there's a feeling that that in part was responsible for their poor play against Hawaii.
Well, it was, and just goes the argument of the BCS playoff where you have conference champions involved, at least have a shot to compete in the BCS game.
2nd and 6, and it's complete to the tight end, Doug Jolly, the first-team all-conference performer, brought down by White and Freitag. BYU had won their last 3 games by an average margin of 4.3 points before losing to Hawaii by 27.
Yeah, that's the first. You see, the first 9 games they beat teams by 25, but they kind of wavered toward the end there, and especially teams that struggled. And Wyoming, I know, struggled this year, and Mississippi State struggled this year, and that might have hurt them as far as being able to get into a BCS bowl game.
Now, people talk about the Brigham Young defense, how they give up a lot of points, some 30 points per game, but they defend themselves by saying that the defense makes big plays when it counts.
They do. They make a lot of turnovers, and Coach Croton was quick to point out that he felt his defense won a lot of games for him, including against their arch rival Utah and the Wyoming game.
Hey, I mean, 12-1. You don't get to 12-1 without doing something right defensively. You can't argue with that.
No, but still 30 points is
right.
A lot of points per game. But if it's still 46, it doesn't matter, I guess.
It's a real paradox.
Look at this formation.
They draw it up in the sandlot sometimes in Provo. Doman incomplete. Intended for Soren Holiday, and the Cardinal defense was with the man-for-man on that one, Chris.
Yeah, the reason why you do this is to see if Louisville can go ahead and line up and match up with you outside. Louisville did a good job adjusting. Now, he's going to be a receiver. You can run a little screen pass to him or block it, or you can look over here and see if you have that covered down. They tried to sneak a guy out on the corner, and Louisville does a good job of playing a zone defense. The guy knows that I have deep third. If I see one of those guys lined up as an eligible receiver running the deep third, I got to run with them, and that was a nice job.
2nd down and 10 for BYU. Tied at 7 apiece. Doman on the quarterback draw. Good tackle at the 39-yard line that time, and Reese Davis knows how to wrap people up, too. Don't you, Reese?
And apparently so does Kevin White. He's finally wrapped himself up. A football coach, Tyrone Willingham, will be the next head coach of the Fighting Irish. We'll talk about that at the half. Also, Game Day Gang checking in from Pasadena as they get ready for the Miami-Nebraska BCS title game. And we'll also look ahead to the 3rd game of our triple header, the Peach Bowl, just as soon as you guys finish the first half. See you in a bit.
Coming up, it's 3rd down and about 5 to go as time winds down here in the first half. We expected a shootout, instead getting a defensive back.
Stoneman has liked his tight ends in these situations. He's had success going to him on the option route.
Incomplete behind his receiver, Halliday. And it's 4th down. They'll punt. Let's check in with Holly downstairs.
I'm here with John Liffert, the Vice President of AXA Advisors. And, you know, I think one of the reasons that companies do these bowl games is to get the brand out there and the level of excellence with champion against champion. You couldn't pick a better format, really.
Oh, this is great, Holly. We're excited to be here. And, you know, AXA stands for excellence in financial planning and financial advice. In fact, this big cup, which weighs 400 pounds, I don't think anyone's going to lift this over their head today. It says excellence right on there, and we're pleased to be part of the Liberty Bowl this year.
I think that we both expected, you're a former college football player at Oregon State, and we both expected maybe more of a shootout. What's your thoughts on the game?
I think it's a great game. I expected more of an aerial war. It's a defensive battle now, so it's a great game. I look forward to the second half.
Well, we look forward to it as well. I know every time I see AXA commercials now, I think, hey, Liberty Bowl, so it's working. Thank you very much. Bye.
All right, Holly, and boy, they tried to fake it. Stearns ran it, and Louisville was with them stride for stride. They fake it on the 4th down.
Yeah, they're going to run a little trap with it, too. You see these guys are the trappers. Stearns got the ball, but Louisville understands they're in a position to run a fake because of the field position. Now, why did BYU make that call? Because their defense has been able to play well, so they felt like if they couldn't get it, their defense would hold up. But Louisville wasn't fooled at all. Guys were well-schooled, well-coached, ran to the football and stopped the fake punt.
Tony Stallings now in the tailback for Louisville. 1st and 10 from the 40. It's Stallings, tackled at the 38-yard line by Peely. Tony Stallings ran for 5 touchdowns this year for Louisville, and a total of 518 yards on 136 carries. He was the team's leading rusher a season ago. Converted linebacker.
You almost get the feel like Louisville's out of sync a little bit. They're not in their game plan because they're almost trying to force the run, and they're a throwing football team. Yeah, he's not Coach Smith. You're right, Chris. I think we should throw it.
2nd down and 9. That's what they do here. High and intercepted. No, and now they're saying no. One official on the near side appeared to signal intercepted. Gent was the intended receiver.
Mark, they high-load him, and what they're doing is trying to get Ronnie Gent involved in a football game like BYU. As there's a low receiver, here comes the high receiver across the top. Now, that ball was thrown hard, but I don't care if it was Nolan Ryan's fastball. Ronnie Gent is a good enough tight end where he has to make that catch. He's got to be able to bring that one in. And that looks like an interception. Well, I don't know. You can't say, yeah, he hit the ground there. He trapped it a little bit from the other angle.
A bunch set to the right of Ragone. They're 1 of 7 on 3rd down so far. 3rd and 9 here. Complete for the 1st down at the 27-yard line. Zeke Parker using that 10.4 speed in the 100 meters.
Yeah, we're hearing some boos from the BYU faithful. But right here, you'll see the ball hit the ground right there, and he trapped it. That's a good job of trying to cover it up, Dustin. Now hold it up like you got it.
Yep.
Maybe you'll get a call.
That's why one of the officials seemed to signal that, yes, indeed, it was an interception, but was waved off. 1st down and 10, Louisville. Complete. So Ronnie Gent, and you talked about his talents, Chris.
Yeah.
Size, speed, the total package.
Yeah, he's definitely a receiving tight end. His blocking got better. Now I like what Louisville's doing now, Mark. They're going to their no huddle. They have a lot of time left. They don't need to rush it, but they're going to get up, and so it gives Dave Ragone a chance to survey the defense and make a call to his liking.
These teams average over 900 yards total offense per game. Combined, that time Tony Stallings gaining maybe a yard on the play as we go under a minute to go in the 1st half. Tied at 7 apiece, and a timeout down on the field. Louisville uses its 2nd one of the half. John L. looking for the right play, and as they say in Louisville, will they find it? L, yes.
Commitment. Sure, we're athletes, but we're committed to intellectual excellence. Encouragement.
The leadership here is amazing. It's totally dedicated to creating greatness.
Development. It's an opportunity for me to develop the skills I'll need to succeed. Opportunity. It's a learning experience like no other. I'm learning to be a better leader. The NCAA Foundation Leadership Conference, educating future leaders for a lifetime of success.
Daring to teach. Daring to heal. Daring to create. Daring to discover. Daring to serve. Daring to lead. The University of Louisville. Dare to be great.
New Year's Day at 8:30 Eastern Time. ABC Sports is in the Big Easy, New Orleans. Another great matchup in the Bowl Championship Series. It's Illinois against LSU in the Nokia Sugar Bowl. New Year's Day on ABC.
Conference champions, Big Ten versus the SEC champion.
Illinois might be the most overlooked 10-1 team in the nation.
If you haven't had a chance to see Kirk Kittner play, watch him. It's a good one.
2nd down and 9 for the Cardinals. They're going complete. Will be marked at the 6-yard line to Damian Dorsey. They're going to hurry up and try and get another playoff here.
Yeah, you got a chance to see Ragon's arm strength right there as he's thrown on the run, but also his strength as a runner by stiff-arming a big defensive lineman to get him out of the way to buy himself some time.
3rd down and 2. They have 1 timeout remaining. And they may have just used their last one of the half.
BYU takes the timeout to make sure they get lined up properly.
With 29 seconds to play in the first half, a game in which both teams averaged 77 points per contest. We have just 14 on the board right now. Both of these teams were able to participate in a lot of activities during Bowl Week, visiting some of the local venues, including St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Good time for all people involved, the kids, the players, the coaching staff. They were going there, some of the Cardinal players.
It's a major part and tradition of this bowl game. St. Jude's Hospital does wonderful things.
Making everybody's day.
You know, the kids, just to see those players come into the hospital and just the size of them, it's overwhelming, and I know it's heartwarming, and for the kids, it's something special for them to enjoy, and for the players to go in there. It's a chance for them to maybe readjust some of their thinking and say, yes, I do have it pretty good, don't I?
2001 in college football and the world at large will be a year that will forever be remembered as a year of perspective. 3rd down and 2. Louisville with the ball. We're going 3 of 4 on this drive for 31 yards.
Yeah, quarterback draw is not a bad option here, Mark, because the clock does stop if he gets the 1st down.
BYU blitzes. They're going to rule it a catch at the 1-yard line to Gent. That'll be a 1st down for Louisville. The clock is stopped right now with 22 seconds to go in the half.
Clock stops with the 1st down, and Gent's the guy they feel they can win matchups. Right there, Gent coming on the cross route. Now that time he does a great job of getting his hands underneath. You see the athletic ability of Gent on a little tight end crossing route.
That's a heck of a catch, Chris.
Yeah, BYU takes the timeout again.
Trying to line up correctly, and you talked about Gent, the big tight end, 6'3", 240, as Ragon goes to the sidelines. Look at his ability to get down and make the catch.
Yeah, there you go. He gets his hands underneath the ball, and he's beating man-to-man coverage on a defensive back. And you know, pro scouts love that. They love to see tight ends that can beat safeties. And he had Levi beat by a lot right there, beat him on a crossing route. Levi, if you're playing man-to-man coverage, especially down on the goal line, you have to give up the inside, make them go the outside because your help is outside in that situation. You cannot give up the inside down on the goal line. You can't be chasing. Take away the inside shoulder and make the hard throw outside. That's a shorter throw inside.
Gent, meanwhile, 9.7 yards per reception this year, 1st team all-conference.
Right. Good job, Mark. That's a big stat. That's a big number for Tad. That's almost the 1st time every time he catches the ball.
Croton, meanwhile, 12-1 in his 1st season, replacing the legendary Lavelle Edwards at BYU. No doubt that he has put his stamp on the program.
While talking to him yesterday, he was saying, Coach, what's your New Year's resolution? He says, I don't have one. I want to win this bowl game bad.
He referred to all the distractions and some of the activities that surrounded the bowl. He was focused on the game. 1st and goal for Louisville. Ragone, incomplete. Stops the clock with 17 seconds to go now. Intended for Deion Branch.
I like the call, but that's on Ragone because he had Branch open. He threw the ball to the inside. He's lucky that didn't get picked. This ball needs to be thrown to the outside. That's Branch. He has to readjust and come bring his hands back inside. That makes it a tough catch. If he were to throw it to the outside, that would be 6 points.
It'll be second down and goal. 9th play of the drive. Miller, the lone back. Touchdown, Mattingly.
Yeah, that was a miscommunication in coverage. That should be a banjo coverage or a combination coverage in man-to-man. They didn't have it. BYU didn't have that combo coverage, so they weren't able to switch. And what happens was that Stuart Spalding took 2 guys into the corner of the end zone. Mattingly sneaks into the flat, easy touchdown.
Extra point is good, and the Louisville Cardinals take a 14-7 lead. And a defensive struggle here in Memphis, Tennessee.
That was set up by the fake punt, Mark, to take a gamble. Louisville made him pay. That's a turnover. Right here's what I'm talking about. See that? He's taking coverage. Nobody comes out and takes Mattingly. Levi's late getting out to him. He's got to put himself in position to coverage. Sterling Spalding gets out there, takes the coverage away from him. Mattingly sneaks out into the flat. There's nobody on him. You have to have some type of combination coverage down there to help him. Now this was all set up by the fake punt. Nobody on Louisville's fooled. Look at them. They're all running the football. They read the trap blocking. They all run the football. They weren't fooled. I don't mind the gamble.
It was a good part of the field, though, to make that choice, right?
It's a good part, especially because your defense was playing well at the time. But Louisville made them pay, and that's a well-coached football team. Louisville plays well on special teams. That's a big part of their game. And special teams just isn't about returning. It's about setting your punt defense, your punt team protection, kickoff and kickoff coverage, return and kickoff coverage.
John O. Smith, 9-3 a year ago, 10-2 this year, the Conference USA Coach of the Year. He said, you know what, this game is important because we have to justify our top 25 ranking right now and prove that last season was indeed no fluke. And this is a coach that is very much a player's coach. Over the summer, ran with the Bulls in Pamplona. We asked him what he wanted to do next as a thrill seeker. You know, I think Mark will jump out of a plane.
Yeah.
I said, with a parachute, right? He said, yeah, oh yeah.
You know, John L's 0-3 in bowl games too, Mark, so you know it's important for him to win this ball game.
Ragone on that drive was 5 of 7. Let them into the end zone.
A couple key third down conversions too. Keeps drives alive.
Raquel and Holder back deep. As it split down to the 12. Flag down on the play. Curtis Holder on the return. John L. Smith's hat.
Yeah.
He's wearing it in honor of the Memphis firefighters.
I got to get one of those. I like that hat.
One of the themes here today, honoring the military, the service people, the fire department, the police. And this one will go against the Cougars. Gary Croton, meanwhile, he did things his way this year. Early on, he may have ruffled a few feathers when he said that he wasn't going to do the usual Big Five huddle, the meeting of coaches out there in Utah every Tuesday. He said it's going to interfere with some of my game prep. It's been a tradition there for some 25 years. Lavelle Edwards always attended that, but you know what? He said, I'm doing it my way, and it's worked.
Yeah, you want to have that meeting, come on over to Provo and have the meeting. I got work to do. I got to get ready to play football. I like Gary. He's a great guy.
You can't argue with 12-1. But right now, his team trails at halftime by a score of 14-7. It's the champs of Conference USA led by Dave Ragone. 23 touchdown passes coming in against number 17 BYU. A couple of teams coming off disappointing contests in their last games.
Again, set up by that fake punt.
14-7 at halftime. Shootout? Maybe in the second half. What do you think, Reese?
You know, maybe so. I thought maybe that Liberty Bowl scoring record would go down. 80 points combined for both teams in the game. But so far, the BYU defense, which...
Let's take a look at our ESPN game track. Game started off with that kickoff return, and then Dustin Reichert on a tackle-eligible play. Look at the big fella go. Woo! He was cooking.
And BYU tried to fake punt, which I don't question the call, but Louisville wasn't fooled. They were ready for it. And Madley came in. Second catch all year, second touchdown. The touchdown maker.
Productivity as Louisville leads 14-7. Take a look at the halftime statistics. Total yardage, look at that, way down. Combined coming into this game, these teams average over 900 yards of total offense. On the board right now, just a little over 230.
Yeah, you take a look at 57 yards passing, or 57 yards for passing for BYU. Certainly not indicative of a Gary Croton type offense. Now, a lot of that, Dolman had some receivers open early and failed to connect with him. Look for him to come out and throw the football and try to establish some type of rhythm within our offense.
Yeah, there were about 3 occasions where he overthrew or missed his intended receivers. Cougars will receive the kickoff here in the second half. Rigel. Nice return out to the 32-yard line. And let's go downstairs to Holly Rowe.
Guys, I spoke with both coaches at halftime. John L. Smith said they spent their time in the locker room working on some of the BYU tricks. He said there were a lot of tricks they had not expected. He made sure his kids know when the tackle is eligible. He also said that they have to crank it up. He thinks they need to do a little bit better job in the passing game and quit throwing interceptions. For BYU, Gary Croton said that he thought that the snapper should have called out of the fake punt. He said those guys have the option to check, and if something's not there, call out of the fake punt. They did not do that. He said they'll be a little more conservative here in the second half, but that they've got to get Doman some more completions and get the rhythm established.
The rhythm, Holly, is something he didn't have in the first half. 1st and 10. Here he is on the rollout. Nice cut. Doman out near the first down at the 41-yard line. He does have the ability to run. Tackled that time by LeFew on the play.
Yeah, I like to call Mark White because it's getting him involved in the game right away, especially after a slow first half. When you roll him out and give him the option to run past, it gives him a decision to make and makes him feel like he's part of it. Now they have to get him throwing the football. Like Coach Croton said, that's who BYU is. That's what their identity is.
Sets up a 2nd down and 1. Brandon Doman at quarterback. Celebrated his birthday just a couple of days ago. 2nd down and 1. On the option, Peterson has the first down and then some. Peterson over midfield to the 49 of Louisville. 1st down and 10, BYU.
Mark, they can give this play away now. I'm going to tell you why it's given away, because of the difference of alignment between the quarterback and the running back. The quarterback is up, the running back was lined up back, which gives them a perfect way to run the option. And if you're not knowing what they're doing out of the shotgun, you would think the option was coming. That was a good job of pre-snap alignment by BYU to execute the option. Now Louisville has to be able to recognize that next time they run it.
1st down and 10. On the quarterback draw, and Doman is brought down at the 49-yard line by Dwayne Wright.
Dwayne Wright does a nice job there playing off his block, securing his position, then getting off the block and making a play. He covered his gap responsibility, but that wasn't enough for Dwayne Wright. He wanted to make the play. Again, you see Coach Croton trying to get Doman involved with the offense. The guy that's doing a nice job filling in for the Doak Walker Award winner is Peterson.
That sure is. He and Stearns and Nielsen going to do it by committee tonight. 2nd down and 10. Wilkerson in motion. There's Peterson. Peterson is tackled at the 47. Number 42, Ronnie Galasha, the corner, coming up on run support. It'll be about 8 yards to go for the 1st down. Louisville came in early trying to run the ball, trying to establish the run. Didn't really get it done in the first half. BYU 80-25 leading in that category.
Yeah, again, that's Peterson. And Mark, that was the 2nd time they were in that 13 personnel where they put Snead back at fullback. 13 personnel, 1 back, 3 tight ends. Snead line back up to fullback. And they're running that off-tackle play.
3rd down and 8 for BYU on its first possession of the second half. Cardinals blitz. Doman complete at the 39 to Need. He's right at the first down marker. See what kind of spot they give Big Spencer Need, the 6'4" junior. Mark it just inside the 40 at the 39-yard line.
Well, they give him a first down. That was a great job, a second effort of knowing where you are in the football field, then reaching that ball out to the sticks. Spencer Need right here running again. I keep saying this tight end option route. It's where the tight end has an option of going inside or outside depending on the coverage. Again, Doman does a good job of waiting for his coverage. And here he comes. He secures the catch on the outside. And look, he knows where those sticks are. And reach that ball out there. That's a nice job of getting every yard you can, every inch you can.
And it's a first down BYU. He got there. Executive first down. Approaching 12 minutes to play in the third period. Backs lining up out of the eye this time. They'll use their tight end and line him up as a fullback.
Spencer Need a fullback.
A little ISO, a little lead play. Peterson down to the 35-yard line, tackled by Anthony Floyd, the free safety.
Yeah, that's the power O play that we talk about, where they're going to pull the backside guard, lead Need on the support player. Backside guard's going to become the lead blocker. But what happened was Patterson saw everything stuffed up, and he's running like a veteran. He cut it all the way back to the backside and got good positive yardage, making something with his vision, because at the point of attack there was no hole.
Gives them a second down and 6. They've run the ball 5 times compared to 1 pass on this drive. Doman wrapped up and brought down at the 34 by Curry Burns.
And Curry Burns does a nice job for the safety coming up with support and run. BYU had a blocker out there to pick Curry Burns up, but what happened, the blocker didn't read where Curry Burns was coming. He already went to block a guy that was already blocking somebody. You got to be able to read that. Whiting has to go out and log that block and go to the next level. Curry Burns, nice job of feeling from your safety position.
They call him Stick, and that's why. Had a nice tackle.
Leading tackler for that Louisville team.
Ed Stearns in it back. Third down and 4. Complete for the first down at the 25-yard line to Rod Wilkerson. And somebody had something knocked loose out there.
Oh, that was a nice shot. See,
it was.
Pieces of uniform flying off. See Doman looking, checking the left side of the field, nothing there. Right side of the field, they high-load him. He hit the guy at the sticks and does a good job of fighting for extra yardage. Ronnie Galashaw, usually a sure tackler, had a chance to wrap him up, but you see the BYU defense rallying to the football.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line for BYU. Incomplete, intended for Mahe. Second down and 10. They took a shot, though.
Yeah, they took a shot, but I'm not sure somebody didn't run the wrong pattern there, because normally you don't have 2 guys in the same area. Spencer Need and Mahe were in the same area. You want to have guys spread out, because while you're bringing defenders, when you run 2 guys into one area of the football field, you're also bringing extra defenders. What are you saying that? You got to run outside, not inside. See?
Play of the drive. Croton's done something right. The first BYU coach to win more than 7 games in his first year at the helm. Second down and 10 for the Cougars. 10th play of the drive. Peterson gets to the edge. Out of bounds at the 13, near another BYU first down. This is an impressive-looking drive here to start the third quarter.
Yeah, you see Michael Josiah down there. He's getting on the line judge down there saying, they're holding me, they're holding me. I got news for you. If your hands are inside, like Archibald's was, it's not a holding call. You got to get off that block, because you're the support player, the contained player. What does that mean? Nothing gets outside of you. That's a great job of Archibald sustaining the block. Josiah has to disregard the block and make a play.
A bunch formation to the left. Doman kept it himself. Brought down after a gain of about 1 by Bobby LeFew.
Yeah, the reason why they do that, Mark, and they put Peterson out behind the 3 wide receiver side is to get linebackers out of the middle so they can run the draw. But when you have Bobby LeFew, he knows that, so he's not going to get an upfield pass rush. He's going to play more along the line of scrimmage so he can defend the quarterback draw.
Peterson, one of the players filling in for Luke Staley, the Doak Walker Award winner and top rusher in the country, not playing in this game. He had ankle surgery just recently and did not make the trip with the Cougars. 2nd down and 10 for BYU. They run the toss into the boundary. And Peterson is brought down at the 11-yard line by Freitag again. Freitag, a former transfer from Sacramento City College. Good speed and a former junior college all-conference player.
Yeah, the only senior player on this team. Now they're in a non-balanced line. You'll see the pursuit from Freitag coming, but they have non-balanced line. They're pulling people around. That's a good time. Josiah, way to come back, and Freitag coming from inside out. But you see, Josiah that time didn't get held. He kept one arm free, forced the ball to cut inside. That's what you want to do in your contained player because your pursuit's coming from the inside.
3rd down and 10. Andrew Orr split wide to the top of your screen.
Look at this big split right here.
Doman pulls it down and throws it away. A wise choice. He was under duress by Dwayne White coming off the edge. And it'll be 4th down for the Cougars. About 9 to go.
Yeah, at first he wanted his tight end, Spencer Need, down the field. And you saw it, I circled that because he had a big split. Wide tight ends will take a big split from their tackle to get a better release off the line of scrimmage to get downfield.
In comes Matt Payne, 12 of 17 on the season, along the 50. This one coming from 29 yards out. He's been a clutch kicker most of the year. Kicked the game winner against Mississippi State. And knocks this 3 through. As BYU has cut the Louisville margin to just 4 points. So they come away with a field goal and a very impressive opening drive of the 3rd period. Execution. Coach says, yeah, we'll take 3 anytime. We'll be back after this.
Get in the zone. AutoZone. If you've got a dirty air filter under your hood, you're losing horsepower and killing your gas mileage. That's a fact. So get to AutoZone and do something about it today. Get in the zone. AutoZone. Get to AutoZone right now. Put in a new air filter, get the horsepower back, and start getting better gas mileage today. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
They're the bedrock of the community, these small family businesses. They're also my clients.
Susan Hirschman, AXA Advisors.
People work lifetimes to build them up. Then comes the biggest threat, passing it on. Taxes may chew up half the value. I show them how a financial plan can help keep it in the family.
AXA Advisors is one-on-one financial help.
That's why this is a good town to build a business in.
AXA Advisors, building futures.
Oh, what a day.
The seating capacity of a minivan. Capabilities of an SUV. The smooth ride of a luxury car. All in one, totally innovative package. The all-new Buick Rendezvous.
I guess we're not in Kansas anymore.
Buick Rendezvous. It's all good.
Did you check your roof?
No.
As we're making our way up the hill, I can hear gunshots echoing in the distance.
Let's go, soldiers. You will not have a whole lot of time.
Fires, once you had that magazine.
I'm a little bit nervous because I've never done this before.
Left side is ready. Right side is ready. The middle is ready.
It's all about precision and confidence.
Log on. Watch Michelle hit the mark. Only at GoArmy.com.
Oh, yeah, folks. That's right. You know what? If you're looking for the perfect way to shoot your cholesterol up over 200, let's go get some barbecue. It's worth it.
That'll do it. Hey, Mark, that was BYU's 5 plays, their longest drive of the year, 14 plays. Now, 9 runs and 4 passes. Now, that's bizarre on BYU.
Sure is. What is this, student body left?
Yeah.
Huh?
Man.
Ronnie Gent recovering the kickoff at the 29-yard line of the Cardinals. As Dave Ragone will take the offense from there. Trying to answer that field goal and the 3 points that BYU scored on its opening drive of the third quarter. A 14-play drive, Chris. Their longest from the play standpoint of the season.
Yep. 7 minutes off the clock, too. When you run the football, you also eat up the clock.
Louisville was unable to run successfully in the first half. And they start off running the ball here in the third quarter. T.J. Patterson with a gain of about 2. Second down and 8 to go. Patterson, a little more of a game breaker than T.J. Stallings.
Yeah.
Stallings.
It's going to be interesting to see how Louisville's offense responds now, Mark. They've been sitting on the bench for near 7 minutes. See if they come out cold, and Coach Johnell wants to get them throwing the ball.
3 receiver formation. Single back set on 2nd and 8. Ragone tackled nicely from behind at the 36 by Ryan Denny, the freshman, 6'7", 275. Chris, you'd have to say he might be the most impressive defensive player on the field so far tonight.
Yeah, I guarantee you there's NFL scouts looking at him. Now, what he does nice here is he also gets a pass rush upfield. Now, he sees Ragone take off, so he takes off. Then he has the speed to close, and when you're 6'7", you can lay out. You lay out about 5 extra yards to be able to bring down a big, strong guy like Ragone.
The senior was an all-conference first-team member. 3rd down and 4 for Ragone. Fires a dart complete to Deion Branch, and a first down for the Cardinals.
That's a nice catch by Deion Branch and a good throw by Ragone. But what I like is Deion Branch, even though he's got man coverage, he still has the ability to get inside. Ragone goes to the right, then comes back to his left. Looks like Haney could have kind of reached out there and maybe knocked that ball away. He kind of pulled up on that.
Branch, meanwhile, 4 receptions for 41 yards. First down and 10. A one-handed grab by Branch. And another first down to the 43-yard line of BYU, tackled by Kelly. Branch made up an acronym for the receivers. He said he wants to call the group Afros, America's favorite receivers on Saturdays.
Well, and Dave Ragone knows to go to Americans' favorite receivers, especially when America's favorite receiver on Saturdays is covered by a middle linebacker. You can't run with the middle linebacker from 260 pounds. It's tough to catch up with Deion Branch in a crossing route.
The run at this time is Patterson after that gain of 13. Patterson still on his feet through the tackle of Staley. And another Louisville first down, running the ball successfully that time. Well, tonight at 7:30 Eastern, Capital One Bowl Week continues on ESPN with the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. North Carolina against Auburn. That's at 7:30 Eastern time on ESPN. A pickup of 17 yards that time by T.J. Patterson. Running the ball, throwing the ball on this drive all the way down to the 26. A drive that started at their own 29-yard line.
That's a physical run, too. He ran right through Staley.
Down to the 13-yard line is Patterson, and a flag down in the play. Got some good blocking up front, running over Coons and Darczynski and Woodard.
It comes from the holding. Yep.
Louisville coming into this game with a record of 10-2, 6-1 in conference play.
Holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat the down. First down.
This is a battle between two conference champs. Conference USA's Louisville Cardinals and the Mountain West Conference's BYU Cougars. Liberty Bowl Stadium. I'm Mark Jones along with Chris Spielman and Holly Rowe. From all of us here at ESPN, all of you at home, hey, Happy New Year. All the best in 2002. BYU with a field goal moments ago to cut the Louisville lead to just 4 points. As we approach 5 minutes to play in the third period. On the option, nowhere to go. Patterson stopped. A tackle for loss back at the 34. Ryan Denny, there he is once again.
He's playing his seniors last game for BYU. He's going to go out and give it his all. BYU came with a little bit different front that time. They lined up with 3 linebackers and 3 defensive linemen. And then they put out a linebacker out on a strong safety position and brought him in on the blitz. Isaac Kelly was lined up as a strong safety.
Second down and 18 after that loss.
Good defense.
Work in the middle of the field is Branch. Touchdown, Louisville.
Mark, I just told you that they had Isaac Kelly, the linebacker, lined up as a safety over number 2 receiver. Well, they saw that in the press box, and so they go and attack that. What Isaac Kelly did, he let Deion Branch inside work across the field. You can't let him inside. He's recovered down on the number 2 receiver, the inside receiver.
Remember that acronym that Branch made up, AFROS. America's favorite receivers on Saturdays. It may not be a Saturday, but you know what? He was the favorite receiver on that play and on that drive as the Louisville Cardinals have increased their lead to 11 points. Deion over the middle, branching out, reaching out, and running into the end zone. We'll be right back after
this. The smooth ride of a luxury car. The seating capacity of a minivan. Capabilities of an SUV. All in one totally innovative package. Introducing the all-new 2002 Buick Rendezvous.
What? You were expecting Igor?
Buick Rendezvous. It's all good.
Here in Chef Neri's kitchen in Italy, Olive Garden chefs have learned to make her special tortelloni di Fizzano. For $8.95, you can enjoy it tonight with your family, while Chef Neri's favorite student learns to make it for hers. Olive Garden, when you're here, you're family.
Pep Boys just rolled back tire prices. 70,000-mile touring tires rolled back to 4 from $159.96. Raised white letter performance tires rolled back to 4 from $199. So for huge tire savings, roll on over to Pep Boys.
Okay, good news. That broadband thing we all want? Got it figured out. Honey, you call the phone company. Tracy, you're digging the trench, shovels in the garage. I'm going up on the roof to assess satellite possibilities. Jimmy, check out these schematics. Appreciate it. Let's go!
We know how you feel, and that's why Circuit City offers one-stop high-speed internet access. You can find what's available where, compare options, and arrange installation. Circuit City, we're with you.
Oh, we can get broadband at Circuit City.
A New Year's Day special. The Buckeyes clash with the Gamecocks. Ohio State, South Carolina. The Outback Bowl, 11 a.m. New Year's Day on ESPN.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the 2001 AXA Liberty Bowl is brought to you by FedEx, ground, international, online, or express. Don't worry, there's a FedEx for that. And by the all-new 2002 Buick Rendezvous. It's all good.
Back here in Memphis, it's 21-10, Louisville. The Cardinals losing their lead just moments ago. Deion Branch hauling in the touchdown pass from Dave Ragone. Well, each team able to score on their respective first drives of the third period. You'd have to figure it was important for Louisville to answer the BYU score. Raquel. Nice kickoff return out near the 40 at the 38. Galashaw making the stop.
Here you go, Mark. Here's the touchdown. You'll see Deion Branch right here. He's going to work inside. Now, if you're this guy right here, you can't let him inside because your help's right there with the safety. You see it right here on the snap of the football. There's the play, and right here, he gets inside. Now, he needs help from his middle linebacker if he does get inside. This guy has to, when that guy crosses, that guy has to get depth. If he doesn't get depth, you get in trouble, and Deion Branch goes.
There's another funky formation by the Cougars. Right tag and low with the tackle on Doman.
Okay, that's the second time they run that formation. It's the second time it didn't work. You had success running the football. Come back to what's working for you. You don't need to do all the bells and whistles right now. Come back and establish what you've been doing when you took the first possession of the second half and drove it down for a score.
Well, so we look at the Sports Center. Just flick over real quick to ESPN2. It's running on that station right now. Second down and 6. Out of the backfield, wide open is Peterson. And he has a BYU first down at Louisville's 49. Chris Johnson made the tackle on him. Just join us. Brandon Doman is without one of his major offensive weapons in this game, Luke Staley. Top running back in the country out after ankle surgery. But it's first down and 10 BYU. They scored a field goal on their opening drive in the third period. But Louisville answered moments ago with a touchdown of its own. First down and 10. Single back formation. Peterson dragged down from behind. Good pursuit by the Cardinal defense. Floyd and Brown.
Take a look at Michael Brown there. That is the mixture, the combo. They play a 4-2-5. Michael Brown's the mixture between the defensive back and the linebacker. And you'll see speed right here. Michael Brown running with the running back than Galashaw, who to me is probably the most physical corner that we've seen all year. Mark, he plays the pass and run. You see Michael Brown, why he's their speed guy, their athlete, or their matchup guy as a linebacker, because he has defensive back skills. Right there, you see him bumped out over Mahi, right there, Mahi.
They call him the Bandit. He's coming on a blitz. Incomplete, under pressure, threw it Needs way, but he didn't get there in time. And it'll be third down and long for the Cougars. Folks, Wednesday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, Detroit. Stevie Y and his crew, including Luke Robitaille and Brett Hull, take on Paul Correa and the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim.
Like they needed help. They added Dominic Kostek in between the pipes.
Yep. Dominator stopping everything coming his way. 8 o'clock Eastern time. Third down and 12. They're 50% on third downs tonight. Got to get just beyond the 40 for the first down. Doman complete at the 34-yard line to Andrew Ord, the 6'2 junior. And this time, Doman was on the money.
And they did a good thing here because they're going to roll him to the field to buy him some time. You see these three big guys out here building kind of a wall so he has time. It comes back to secondary receiver, Ord coming from across the field, not giving up on the route. Doman knowing the offense, knowing that his boy Ord's going to be in the middle, and Ord does a good job of catching that football and holding on to it after taking a shot from Curry Brown.
This time it's Meade and Peterson split backs. Peterson wraps up immediately the 33-yard line by Anthony Floyd. Who a year ago tied for the D1 lead with 10 interceptions on the season. Good tackle that time by the defender. Chris, I know you like this part.
Well, it's a good shot. Why? Because it's in the open field against an elusive back. And you'll see him come up with his head up. And bam, runs through him. See his feet keep moving. He wraps him up. That's the way to tackle. That's the way to hit. That's an excellent job coming up and making a hit on the running back in the open field.
Just a 1-yard gain on the play. 2nd and 9.
Big split by your tight end right there.
Doman with plenty of time. Incomplete. Intended for Holiday. Well, you saw a good tackle moments ago by Anthony Floyd. Chris and I had a chance to demonstrate good tackling a while ago.
Biggest problem in college football, missed tackles. Here's the right way to tackle. First of all, straight on tackle. See what you hit. 1-step wrap, 2 steps and squeeze, bring your feet. Now, if you're tackling on an angle, what you want to do is close the gate in front of the ball, 1 step and wrap, 2 steps and squeeze, bring your feet. If you close the gate behind the ball, you're tackling with half a man. Not a good way to tackle. Bring your feet, keep your head up, close the gate in front of the ball. That's how you tackle.
Folks, you don't ever want to be Chris Spielman's tackling dummy. I came out of surgery okay on that. Doman picked off. Burns. And he's got a wall of blockers, and he's run out of bounds at the 46-yard line. He threw it up for grabs and paid the price.
And Louisville came with a zone blitz right here. You see Michael Brown coming off the corner. Lee coming from his linebacker position. just overthrows an open man.
They call him Stick because of the way he hits. Well, that time it stuck right in his arms. We'll be right back.
Hold on. We've got more prizes for the student who sells the most candy. A weekend pass to Coastal Kingdom to get out there and sell that candy.
The new Passat. It only looks like $1 million.
You know that close friend you can never find when you need them? Or that person you need to get in touch with ASAP?
Hello, I'm Dan Davidsaver, President of Cellular Connection Plus, your authorized Nextel representative. If you have Nextel Direct Connect, the digital two-way radio feature, you can get right through with just a push of the button.
And now with Nextel Get Right Through 5,000 rate plan, you get 2,500 Direct Connect minutes, 500 cell minutes, and 2,000 night and weekend minutes, all for just $49.99. Nextel, how business gets done.
A New Year's Day special. Jonathan Wells and the Buckeyes clash with Derek Watson and the Gamecocks. Snowed under. Ohio State, South Carolina, the Outback Bowl. 11 a.m. New Year's Day on ESPN.
For more than 8 decades, they've been playing at the Rose Bowl, the one they call the granddaddy of them all. But only twice has number 1 met number 2. At the end of this season, it's Miami and Nebraska, the Rose Bowl for the national championship.
Back here in Memphis, Tennessee, I'm Mark Jones along with Chris Spielman. Holly Rowe down in the field. Chris, we saw the tackling demonstration moments ago. My shoulder's still back in its socket. But this is a game that has been defined by the defenses so far.
It has, and surprisingly, we were expecting a shootout, but both defenses have played well. Louisville has two turnovers, and BYU has 1. Both defenses are stepping up to the challenge, Mark.
There's a look at Burns, who made the interception to give Louisville the ball. Now they run a little gadgetry. Parker on the reverse. Tackled at midfield, a gain of about 3 on the play. Total of 3 turnovers in the ball game so far.
For Luke Staley,
one of them coming from BYU. Picked up 2 coming from BYU, 1 from Louisville. As the tight end throwing the attempted pass, and the last one just moments ago. It into the boundary. That's Patterson gaining about 2 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and about 5. Kelly and Staley making the stop on the play.
You know, Mark, you can almost put Louisville down for 3 turnovers because that fake punt is just as good as a turnover.
Right. That was a very quick 3rd quarter of play. Louisville's defense coming up big. Burns with the last interception. We'll be back for the final 15 minutes after this.
Pardon the interruption. 5:30 weekdays on ESPN. Again at 7 on ESPN2.
That's Pete Norman, world-class swimmer, age 73. Made good money selling real estate, but worried he'd outlive his savings.
David Lawson, AXA Advisors.
People are staying active, living longer. Before Pete retired, I did some planning. Showed him how a guaranteed income could help keep his head above water.
AXA Advisors is one-on-one financial help.
Of course, the way he's going, they'll live to be 100. But we've planned for that, too.
AXA Advisors, building futures.
Oh, what a day.
The seating capacity of a minivan. Capabilities of an SUV. The smooth ride of a luxury car. All in one, totally innovative package. The all-new Buick Rendezvous.
I guess we're not in Kansas anymore.
Buick Rendezvous. It's all good.
Did you Tiger Woods?
Brace yourself. You've never experienced the awesome power packed into new Listerine Pocket Pack strips. Each tiny strip dissolves instantly, killing germs to leave your mouth feeling so clean, you'll wonder how we did it. Cool Mint Listerine Pocket Packs. Kill the germs, heal the clean.
I always say, don't judge a man until you see what's in his garage. I'm a guy who craves power. Power that only Optima batteries deliver. The red top Optima for more starting power in any weather. Optima blue tops for all the marine power you can handle. And Optima yellow tops for the big-time auxiliary power in this baby. Optima batteries are different. They take cold, heat, and vibration better than other batteries. Yeah, Optima batteries, the ultimate power source.
Hey, Edge Gel is going to clean up your act with Edge Clean Shave Gel.
Edge Clean.
Edge Clean's got a built-in facial cleanser that helps lift dirt and oil every time you lather. To help lift dirt and oil every time you shave.
Edge Clean Complete.
So clean up your act with Edge Clean Shave Gel.
Welcome back, everyone, to the AXA Liberty Bowl. At stake tonight, the AXA Cup of Excellence. And right now, Louisville leads BYU 21-10. There's a look at the trophy, the hardware that they're playing for. Louisville with the ball, 3rd and 3, complete. Branch. Check that Dorsey with the first down to the 29-yard line. Let's take a look at our ESPN game track. As Damian Dorsey gets the first down for the Cardinals. Justin Reichert on a tackle-eligible play, had a 10-yard touchdown run, and then Ragone over to Deion Branch for the touchdown to answer BYU's score.
Branch has 88 reception yards in the TD. There's Reichert. Big run, one stumbling, tumbling. Big interception by Burns.
3 turnovers in the ball game. And now Tony Stallings in it back. This is Stallings. Shots up at the line of scrimmage. Let's check in with Reese in the studio.
All right, Mark, Silicon Valley Classic. Remember earlier this year, Central Michigan blocked 4 of Craig Jarrett's punts. Fresno State against Michigan State blocked. Another breakdown in the kicking game. Fresno in business, and from there, Paris Gaines would take over. The blocked punt was returned. Paris Gaines gets a little flip from David Carr and going in to make it 37-35, but Michigan State now has it on the 1.
All right, Reese, and Gent makes the catch. Touchdown, Cardinals. Ronnie Gent running through would-be tacklers.
Mark, that's a play designed for Gent. I'll tell you why. You see, Ragone looking right at him all the way. Dustin Staley has a chance, but he didn't get his head across the bow. And he didn't bring his feet. And Jet does it on his own. But what they did to isolate him, they put him alone with 3 wide receivers lined up on the other side of the field.
Ronnie Jent's a guy that they try and get into mismatch situations, and that's what they did. Big number 86 with size, speed, and strength, putting the package all together on this play to give Louisville a 28-10 lead over BYU. We'll be right back. Ronnie Gent, the big tight end, with a touchdown moments ago to give Louisville a 28-10 lead, Chris.
Yeah, Mark, what they did was they lined up 3 wide receivers to Ragone's left, and that isolates Gent on Staley. Now, they felt coming in this game that they could take advantage of that matchup, and right there you see why. Then when Ronnie Gent gets the ball in his hands, he knows what to do with it, smells the end zone, then finds the end zone.
Louisville with over 200 passing yards, and their offense is picking up here in the second half. And the defense and special teams is picking up the hitting. Curtis Holder on the return, and he got stopped dead cold just beyond the 20 at the 21-yard line. BYU, the nation's leading offense, held to just 10 points so far in this game. An offense that averages 47 points per contest. Look at those numbers. Tonight, they haven't come close, Chris, to matching them, courtesy of the Louisville D.
Yeah, right there, the 103 passing yards is certainly not up to what they expect from their quarterback and receivers.
Peterson on the run. Met in the hole by Anthony Floyd with the stick. And let's go back to Reese in the studio.
Bart, this might do it. The Silicon Valley Classic. Michigan State marched down after that Fresno State touchdown on 2nd and goal. Jeff Smoker, who's had a fine day, finding his tight end Ivory McCoy for the touchdown. 9-point lead under 2 minutes to go. Spartans look to be on their way to a win.
Man, Reese, it's a game of pitch and catch out there. A little basketball with shoulder pads, Chris. 2nd down and 8. Peterson again. Out over the 30, down at the 31-yard line. It's time now for our Aflac trivia question. Now, BYU had the nation's best scoring average this season, 46.8 points per game. What team holds the NCAA record? Chew on that for a little bit.
Wild go.
Did you get this one?
Oh, yeah. I'll get them all.
You're perfect on the season, pretty much, man. Peterson stopped up at the 35 by LeFew. But he gets the first down for the Cougars. You know, BYU coming into this game is coming off a big loss against Hawaii. And head coach Gary Croton's crew is going to hear a lot of criticism if they don't win this game, and silence some of their critics out there that said, you know, that 12-1 is a little, suspect and spurious because of the fact that the competition level wasn't all that tough.
Yeah, at one point,
Peterson again on the run, brought down shy at the 35, at 34 by Chad Lee. But getting back to that point, Chris, there's a lot of cynics about BYU's record.
There is, and this was a chance for BYU to come in here and beat a quality team like Louisville, who was the Conference U.S. champions, with a good quarterback, good offense, good defense, and they've been kind of silenced. But the one thing, Mark, 4 plays for BYU this drive, 4 running plays. It's not the BYU that you're used to seeing. And eventually they got to look at the clock and say, okay, boys, we got to start throwing the football because we're 18 down.
2nd down and 10. Incomplete, almost intercepted, intended for Need. And Rigel went off his hands as well.
Yeah, Rigel has a chance to make the catch. You got to make it, especially if you want to try to mount a comeback. Right there, right in his hands. Actually, Need does a good job of almost catching.
Went off both their arms. Doman a little frustrated as a result.
Yeah. Eventually, you got to start looking at that clock and saying, okay, we got to get the ball in the air and we have to get the ball downfield.
BYU is a team that has come back many a time this year, though. You can't sleep on it. Doman, backside pressure and sack by Michael Josiah.
Josiah got a great jump on the ball, and part of being a great pass rusher is your ability to anticipate the snap count right there. He was off almost perfect timing with the ball being snapped, and Riker doesn't have a chance to block it because of the speed off the ball and anticipating the snap count.
Michael Josiah, a guy that has spent some time in Coach John L. Smith's doghouse. Well, he's out of it right now and playing well.
Yeah, 11 sacks on the year.
And 13 a season ago. BYU into punt. It's Aaron Edmonds standing on his own 15-yard line. Slight wind in his back. They came after that one. Branch at the 35. A 38-yard punt, 4 on the return. Conference USA looking for its first bowl victory of the season. Louisville leading right now when we come back.
John Burgess started this company in a second-floor bedroom.
9 months later, it looks like a good idea.
Jeannie Gagner and Alan Robinson, AXA Advisors.
With new wealth came new responsibility for John and his employees.
We provided key man insurance and estate planning for him.
Deferred compensation and 401ks for his people.
AXA Advisors helps business owners succeed.
It's not just about making it.
It's about making it last.
AXA Advisors, building futures.
She wore white? She put her past behind her. But you're missing the point of the story. The groom's father-in-law hires him to run the mismanaged shipping department of the family business. No honeymoon? A week in a while. That's nice. It's not bad, but keep up. The kid turns to FedEx Ground. They give him affordable nationwide B2B delivery with a money-back guarantee. And he gives Daddy Dearest a high-quality, low-cost lesson in who's the boss. Who is the boss? Kid. The kid is now the boss? The kid is now the boss. That's the story? That's it.
Step to the line. Stand up straight.
Add AOL Instant Messaging to your phone for just $2.99 a month, only from VoiceStream.
A New Year's Day special. The Buckeyes clash with the Gamecocks. Ohio State, South Carolina, the Outback Bowl, 11 a.m. New Year's Day on ESPN.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the 2001 AXA Liberty Bowl is presented by AXA Advisors. AXA Advisors, building futures. And in part by Optima Batteries, the ultimate power source. Visit OptimaBatteries.com for a dealer near you.
Well, Beale Street's going to be bouncing tonight, that's for sure, in the shadows of Elvis. 8-10, Louisville with the ball. Racone going up top. Incomplete through the arms of Zeke Parker. Took a shot on first down.
Yeah, I like the call. I like going for the kill right here. Why they want to put BYU away. And Parker actually does a nice job and not getting called for it, of pushing off at the very end. Now this is a good throw and a good hands, almost straight through his hands. It was a good throw though, because only Zeke Parker had a chance to make the catch. Ragone's 5 for 6 this half for 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's coming out making a statement in the second half.
It sure is. And right now that Louisville team stymieing BYU, holding it to just 10 points. Patterson breaking 1 tackle. Let's go downstairs to Holly.
Guys, we had an opportunity to do this game last year and watch Dave Ragone, the quarterback from Louisville, play, and I have to say he's a much different player this year from a leadership standpoint. Coming into last season, he'd only thrown 2 passes. He said he felt like he couldn't come in and step in as a leader until he had proven himself to his team. He did that last year, and in this offseason, he was in charge of the team. He ran the workouts. He did everything, and you can see from his positioning and demeanor on the field that he is the guy these guys believe in.
Yeah, Holly, and he stayed healthy this year. Made good decisions, drops the ball, and pounces on it. And it'll be 4th down, unfortunately, for Louisville.
You know, I asked John L. Smith, what's the biggest improvement? You know, you'd think he would say his ability to read the defense and his ability to throw the long ball or the short ball. No, that wasn't the answer. The answer is the intangibles that Dave Ragone brings to this football team.
He's made good decisions, Chris. I alluded to that. He's been a little more selective when it comes to either running out of bounds or sliding or running over a tackler. Staying healthy. 5th punt of the day for Louisville. They get a good bounce all the way down to the 19-yard line. Brandon Doman and BYU 81 yards away from the end zone after that 45-yard punt. They got 9:53 to get with the program.
Radical price markdowns at Town and Country Ford. Hundreds of Explorers, F-150s, Mustangs, Windstars, Focus, and more. Marked way down. 2002 Ranger marked down over $3,000, now $14,455. On F-150 Super Cab marked down over $4,000, now $19,722. That's radical. You shopped around and couldn't find what you want? Check Town and Country. Save big because we're cranking up the RPM. Town and Country Ford.
Hello, I'm Ray Perryman. And I'm Trip Pottinger, folks, and welcome to Car Biz, LaGrange, Kentucky, I-71 and exit 22, just 12 minutes from the Snyder Freeway. Ray, we've got over 100 cars and trucks on our lot right now.
That's right. We've got a great selection of cars out here. All of our cars are fully inspected, completely detailed, and we think we can save you thousands of dollars.
So call us now, 222-8111, or visit our website, carbiz1.com.
Tonight in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, award-winning defenseman Julius Peppers and North Carolina collide with Jason Campbell and Auburn. He got it! Touchdown! North Carolina-Auburn, the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, 7:30 tonight on ESPN.
Brendan, Dominic, and the high-flying Wings defend Hockeytown against Paul Kariya and the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. Western Conference Feathers Fly on ESPN Wednesday Night Hockey. Ducks at Red Wings, 8 Eastern Wednesday on ESPN.
Well, 2002 just a few hours away on the East Coast and also in our time zone here in Memphis, Tennessee. And hey, whatever tickles your fancy tonight on Beale Street goes. Maybe a little horse and buggy ride down the street, huh?
Now you're seeing BYU come out with a spread offense. Now, a lot of times you let them run the ball with Brandon Doman here, but I think you got to start throwing it to get everybody in the game and give yourself a chance.
You know, since the early part of the ball game, Louisville hasn't been victimized by a lot of penalties like they did earlier. I want to get to our Aflac trivia answer. First, we'll take another look at the question. BYU, the highest scoring team in the country this year. What team holds the record? The answer? Chris, you knew this.
Army.
56 points per game back in 1944. Mr. Inside and Mr. Outside there.
4 horsemen rode again. The traumatic lore they're known as famine, strength, pestilence, and death.
Can you recite that little bit of prose for me again?
Grantland Rice.
First down and 5 after that penalty against the Cardinals. Doman has a man. Holiday with a first down, stops up finally at midfield. And a late flag thrown by the official. A 26-yard pickup.
Yeah, that was an official from the backside. He saw something that wasn't appropriate. He's in there talking to Galashaw. I think it's against BYU for cleaning the pile. I don't know. Let's see.
I think you're right on that. Somebody came in a touch late.
After the play, personal foul on the offense, 15-yard penalty, still a first down.
That was a 26-yard pickup, the longest pass play of the day by the Cougars.
We're going to see the penalty right here. Let's see what happens. Guys doing a good job of hustling. Louisville's doing a good job of playing. Freitag coming in trying to strip the ball. Oh, yeah, right there. He got shot in the back. Galashaw doing a good job of wrapping up. Look at him go for the ball, though. That's what I like to see. And you see right there. Can't get the number. I believe it's McCubbins giving the guy a shot in the back on Dwayne White.
But it's still a first down at the 35 for BYU. Complete out to the 41-yard line, the tight end, Spencer Need. And folks, don't forget, more college football coming your way tonight. 7:30 as Capital One East Bowl Week continues on ESPN with the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. North Carolina taking on Auburn. That's at 7:30 Eastern time on ESPN. So, 25 minutes from now. Kickoff. Second down and 5. Cardinals coming with a blitz. Incomplete by inches, intended for Peterson. And once again, Doman's night has been characterized by some near misses. He was under pressure that time from Michael Brown right there, 35.
Yeah, Mark, this is a Sam and Mike class. What I talk about, they're bringing the zone blitz from the top side of the field, and you have Dwayne White out there trying to cover Peterson. The problem is Doman is not reading the blitz from the strong side, understanding that the weakness of that blitz zone coverage is to the backside flat where you have a defensive end trying to cover it back. He's got to see it and deliver a ball to the weak part of the defense. He's not doing that.
It's a game of adjustments, and Doman didn't make it on that play. Third down and 5 for BYU. Incomplete. Intended for 86, Doug Jolly. And it's fourth down for the Cougars.
I think there's no question we got to go for it.
Yeah, 8:46 to go in the ball game. And BYU, the nation's leading offense, being held in check right now by that Cardinal D to just 10 points. Brandon Doman on fourth down and 5. On the season, they're tops in the conference, 16-21, but 0 for 1 today. That was on the fake.
It's a free play.
Oh, they'll take it. It's complete. Andrew Ward. Now if it's against Louisville, that'll be a first down for BYU.
Yeah, you know, in reality, that play should have been stopped. Why? Because Josiah had a free run at the quarterback.
On the defense, penalty decline. First down.
But Doman and Orr do a good job. They don't quit. Some of Louisville's guys quit. See, this is a free run. Play's got to be blown dead. But he's not quitting. Some of the Louisville guys up here are quitting. See them up there? They stopped running. Now they realize there's no whistle. You keep going. Number one rule in defensive football, run until you hear the whistle, then run 8 steps more. 8.
Blake fake. Doman sacked back at midfield. Number 91, Keyshawn Lowe.
Mark, one of the things that I see Doman that might want to improve on if he gets a shot to play in the NFL, when he gets under pressure, his eyes drop to his feet because he looks for a place to run. He's got to learn to keep his eyes downfield because he does have people running open when he moves around in the pocket.
Second down and 16 after that sack. Fires complete. Rod Wilkerson making the catch.
That's a good shot by Doman to Wilkerson. That was a nice throw right there. Decisive and with authority.
You know, there's a time when Brandon Doman thought that he might transfer, a time when he wasn't getting a lot of reps or playing time. As a freshman, played in just 2 games. As a sophomore, played in 10, but threw just 2 passes. Last year, finally got his opportunity at the end of the season with 2 consecutive wins and 2 consecutive starts. This year, he has seized the opportunity as the starter. Third down and 4. Complete. Ord run out of bounds. Close to another first down for the Cougars.
Now, I'm sure this is the tempo that BYU wish they would have operated it at least at the beginning of the second half. And what they did was they came out and started the fourth quarter, ran 4 straight running plays. This is how they operate. They have a lot of scores with only the last 2 minutes. And I think 14 scores that were minute drives. So they know how to score in a hurry if they have to.
The clock becoming their enemy, though, as they trail by 18. First down and 10. Ball to 22. Finally sacked back at the 28. Call that a coverage sack. And the guy covering our base in the studio, Reese Davis. Reese?
And Mark, David Carr found several Spartans covering his pass routes. Down 44-35 in the Silicon Valley Classic. Carr trying to save Fresno State. Couldn't do it. Roderick Maples the pick. They took care of business. 44-35, the final lead today for Charlie Rogers.
Second and 16 now for BYU. They've got to start playing with a little more urgency.
Stars timeout.
Louisville burning its first timeout of the half. We're going to take a short break as the BYU Cougars trail 28-10 when we come back.
Winter at Game 6 in Athens begins February 1st on ESPN.
They're the bedrock of the community, these small family businesses. They're also my clients.
Susan Hirschman, AXA Advisors.
People work lifetimes to build them up. Then comes the biggest threat, passing it on. Taxes may chew up half the value. I show them how a financial plan can help keep it in the family.
AXA Advisors is one-on-one financial help.
That's why this is a good town to build a business in.
AXA Advisors, building futures.
Heartburn? Give me a cold one.
Introducing Tums Cool Relief with unique Friva crystals. It gives you an immediate cooling, soothing sensation in your mouth and throat. You can feel the chill while it knocks out heartburn fast.
I could really use a cold one.
New Tums Cool Relief with calcium. Feel the difference.
What's with the cap? You got a Little League game today or something? I'm just used to it. You know, a lot of people aren't crazy about their hair, especially if you got flakes.
I tell them to use Head & Shoulders to help stop flakes before they even start.
Oh, forgot your hat. No thanks.
Try Head & Shoulders.
Let's lose that appendix.
Mother, I'm home. I gotta get out of here.
We're here at the Liberty Bowl Stadium for the AXA Liberty Bowl. Number 17 BYU trailing number 22 Louisville out of Conference USA. This Savannah 2 conference champs. I'm Mark Jones along with Chris Spielman and Holly Rowe. And hey, Chris, I want to wish you and Holly a happy new year in 2002. It's been a great ride this year.
It's been a lot of fun, man.
Second down and 16 for the Cougars.
Big split. Watch that tight end right there. Gonna look for him. There he goes.
Incomplete and almost intercepted as the strong safety Burns came over and almost had his second pick of the night.
Okay, now do you see his face and say what he's doing? What are you doing? The tight end was supposed to run to the corner, and he did not run to the corner. You see it right here. I told you they're going to go to the tight end because of the split. See, go to the corner, and Need didn't run to the corner. He ran to the post. Why you wanted to go to the corner? Because the safety was sitting inside, so when you run your route down the field, that was Jolly, he wants him to break it away from the safety. That's where Dolman threw the football, away from the safety, where he thought his guy would be.
Chris, this is the 11th play of the BYU drive, 3rd and 16. Dolman looks to throw it back, and he's sacked by Dwayne White, the Conference USA Defensive Player of the Year. It's 4th down and long.
Yeah, they're trying to set up the screen backside here by rolling Dolman out to get the flow of the defense. But Louisville was disciplined. You got to hold him out a little bit longer if you want to set up the screen, because the screen takes a long time to develop. And when you got a guy like Dwayne White who brings his 22nd sack to the table right there, you have to get rid of the football or chop him. A lot of times in screen passes, just the offensive linemen chop those defensive linemen, take their knees out.
White had 15 sacks this year. Louisville has 5 sacks tonight. So the Cougars won, and BYU uses its first time out of the half. You know what? Luke Staley or no Luke Staley, when you hold a Cougar team to just 10 points with 6:08 to go, that's a defensive statement.
Oh, absolutely. And again, you know, well, Luke Staley's a great football player. He's a Doak Walker Award winner. But BYU throws the ball for 352 yards per game, over 550 yards of offense per game, Mark. And 48 points. They have 10 points. So who's the most valuable player tonight? Well, look at the Louisville defense. They're holding the #1 offense to 10 points.
Chris, the Outback Bowl, Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. And tell me, who do you like in that matchup? Your unbiased opinion.
Well, I'm going to tell you this, Mark. It's going to be a physical ball game, because last year South Carolina embarrassed Ohio State. Ohio State wants to make a statement to the South Carolina players that wasn't the Ohio State that we know, that I know, in that football game.
4th down and 27. Brandon Dolman and BYU, arguably with their season here and the last game of their season in the balance. It would be a terrible way to end their successful year, otherwise largely successful year, at 12-1 on a down note should they lose tonight. 4th and 27. Got to get to the 13-yard line. Incomplete, and the Cardinals will take over on downs with 6 minutes to go. The Cardinal defense came up with 3 sacks on this drive to push them back out of field goal position and good offensive position.
They do a good job. They're dropping 7 guys, and they're all getting good depth in their coverage. And right there, Curry Burns is reading Ord coming across the middle from the free safety position, knowing he has nobody behind him, goes in and makes a play.
Brandon Dolman, a senior, following in the footsteps of brothers Kevin, Bryce, and Cliff. All played at BYU, and this is Miller now in a tailback for Louisville. 1st down and 10. Let's go downstairs to Holly Rowe.
Guys, it's gotten to the point where we think of Louisville and we think of offense, but we have totally overlooked how good their defense is. They came into this game 18th in the nation in pass defense. In fact, they have intercepted more passes in the last 2 seasons than any other college team in Division I, with 46 now after they got 2 in this game. And to top that off, Dwayne White, just a sophomore, just set a new Conference USA record for sacks in a season with his 16.
Yeah, some amazing defensive numbers, Holly. P.J. Patterson in a tailback on 2nd down and 8. Cardinals going to try and run a little clock, maybe run it a little bit and stay in bounds. Madrietta making the tackle, the free safety. As We approach 5 minutes to play. Louisville 10-2 coming in, 6-1 in conference play, the Conference USA champions, and that's a conference that hasn't been successful so far in bowl play.
Well, it's fitting that their champion comes in and represents well, beating another champion of a conference. At least right now they're beating them.
Who knows? If they win this game, they may make another rap video like they did last year.
Yeah.
Starring their head coach, John L. Smith.
And Mark Hawley makes some great points about this Louisville defense. The other point you want to make, in the second half, they've only given up 72 points the whole year in the second half. To me, that's good coaching. Why? Because you go in at halftime, you make adjustments, and you answer the challenge.
Hey, I alluded to the video. Take a look at this musical piece of work last season.
Let's go. We're the Liberty Bowl. It's crunch time. We're drunk now. Bring on the deck, get a touchdown. We're in the Liberty Bowl. Are we gonna win this? Hell yeah. We're in the Liberty Bowl. Bow down, the Cards proud. Lord and hold me, go shut them down. We're in the Liberty Bowl. Let's go.
Oh, hey, when you got your head coach in a video, man, that's the worst.
I don't think Puff Daddy or P. Diddy, either one of them have to worry.
Look out for John L. looking for his first bowl win after 3 consecutive losses in the Motor City Humanitarian last year's Liberty Bowl. They lost to Colorado State in a very close game. Now just 5-12 away from victory. And this makes a statement for them next year.
Absolutely, Mark. And one thing that we noticed in our time down here is that there's been a lot of Louisville people in a sea of red.
Yeah.
And they get great support. They have a great stadium. The program is on the up. And when you have a quarterback coming back like Dave Ragone, who knows what's possible with this team.
3rd down and 6. What a catch. It appeared to be almost intercepted. But Zeke Parker caught it as it went through the arms, seemingly, of Guilford. Maybe we're going through it right through him.
He can throw that fastball. That's Brian Gaines. Had a great break on the football. Let's see what happens. Yeah, he just misses the ball. Brian Gaines thinking, I got 6 points. Now don't throw your hands up. Turn around and go make a play. Now Zeke Parker, that's great concentration of catching that football when you don't even see the ball coming. Brian Gaines, after you miss the interception, turn around and go make a tackle. Don't get frustrated because you missed the play. Go make a play.
1st down and 10. Clock running. Louisville with the ball. Patterson stays in bounds. Gains about 2 on the play. You know, John L. said something pretty important. When I asked him what was the special part of this season for him, he said that he's really proud of the fact that his coaches were tested and they responded and they found different ways to win in light of some of the injuries that they were presented with. And they responded as players as well, and they took everybody's best shot as defending conference champs. You know, when you're conference champs, everyone's gunning for you, and they came up well and faced adversity and reacted well to it.
That's right, Mark. Anytime you play a conference game and you're conference champions from the previous year, you are going to take your opponent's best shot. And it's a credit to him, it's a credit to those players to come back and repeat. That's very difficult to do, no matter what sport, what conference, or where you are. To repeat as conference champions is something that should be credited to John L. and his staff.
Well, folks, today's telecast of the 2001 AXA Liberty Bowl being seen live around the world by U.S. servicemen and women and their families through the facilities of the American Forces Radio and Television Service. And, hey, from all of us at ESPN, I'd like to shout out a Happy New Year to all our guys overseas and domestically, protecting all of our interests very unselfishly and selflessly.
They always get a winning performance, man.
You got a New Year's resolution, Chris?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
Hopefully get warm, first and foremost. I keep it simple at first.
4:35 to go in the 4th. We're going to pass. On the waggle, wide open, is tight end Jet. Staying in bounds at the 28-yard line. Heaney made the tackle on the play. Remember, folks, coming up as Capital One Bowl Week continues, it's the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl as North Carolina takes on Auburn. North Carolina finished the season very strongly. after stumbling out of the gate. 4:26 to go. I'm Mark Jones along with Chris Spielman and Holly Rowe. First down, Louisville. Team coming in this game 10-2 overall. Looking for their 11th win of the season and looking for their first bowl win in the last 4 tries. Those Louisville people at our hotel are going to raise some John L. tonight.
Yes, they will. What a great job coming out. Dave Vergone coming out the second half and pretty much dominating the football game.
He's 7 of 8 passing for 126 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Weaving his way between the tackles is Patterson. Tackled by Francisco.
Yeah, we're going to have a 15-yard penalty here on Louisville. A little late hit in the back. Rob Evil. Now what happens, Mark, is I'm watching this game and I'm looking around away from the ball a little bit and guys are getting chippy with each other. We're starting to do a little extracurricular pushing. You know, you got to keep your composure from both sides of the field. That penalty there was completely uncalled for because the guys were away from the play. The guy was already down. He runs up and hits somebody in the back. Come on, use your head. Play clean football.
As one of the products of youth, sometimes a little over-exuberant. Not trying to make excuses for the young man, but sometimes that happens. 3:51 to play in the 4th. BYU, Dustin Staley perhaps pondering his brother's fate and what his brother might be thinking right now as well.
Yeah, it's probably hard for Luke to sit home and watch this and watch his guys that he's battled with all year, not being able to be a part of it.
This is Patterson. They'll be happy to just burn some clock right now with 3:27 to go. Keisel making the tackle on the play. And another flag.
Yeah, they're getting chippy. This is ridiculous. Now, you got to, if you're the referee, go to both coaches and tell them to cool it.
It should be easy in this weather.
Or a leader on that football team's got to step up and say, look, enough's enough, boys.
There's Vergone. You would figure it would be Dave Vergone, the one to gather the troops.
Yeah, he's getting Dion out there. It's in the interior. It's the workhorses inside, and I know they're getting frustrated.
They're going to march this one all the way back to the Louisville 42-yard line.
That's 2 in a row on Louisville. And, you know, a lot of times, Mark, and I'm not saying I didn't see that one, but a lot of times it's the second guy in. Like you see all the time, the second guy in is the one that gets caught.
There's Stallings. Tough to see where it came from.
It came right up there. Right up there. See those bodies flying over there? Somebody's getting a little nasty up there. Play football. Line up and play. Now's not the time to prove out tough yard.
3rd down in Nashville to go. And Louisville's going to punt after the gain of about 2. Under 3 minutes to play here at the AXA Liberty Bowl.
Again, Mark, they're going at Gardzinski down there. Vergone's pushing him out.
Remember, that's a 250-pound quarterback you're looking at, a guy that's not afraid to go in there and lift weights, get buffed up and yoked up. With the linemen, our Capital One player of the game is the said quarterback, Dave Vergone. 19 of 28, 228 yards, and 3 touchdown passes today.
Basically took the game over in the second half.
6th punt of the day for Louisville. Rock it down to the 22 where it's down. 36-yard punt, nothing on the return. Holly Rowe, what do you got?
Back in 1998, when BYU came to the Liberty Bowl last, we met a young man who was suffering from leukemia. Harris Jones, 130 pounds at that time. You were totally bald, but you've made a complete recovery thanks to St. Jude's. And you said that BYU team really motivated you and helped you in your recovery.
Yes, that year, Murray State played BYU, and it was just a good motivation for me to get myself back on track as far as my comeback and just outlook on life, knowing that it's just seeing the football game, because like I said, I was in the hospital for so long, and just sat there, and just to be back on the field and seeing it, you know, it's a great experience to really help me out.
You spoke at the banquet, and Brandon Doman also spoke. He said he had taken some real inspiration from your words.
Yes, he and I both spoke afterwards, and he mentioned things at the banquet about college athletics and how guys should act and on and off the field, and he's a good guy, and I wish him the best of luck.
thank you, and we're so glad to see you here. We look forward to seeing you every year. It makes you, we know that you made it. Thank you, Harris.
Thank you.
Mark, back to you.
All right, Holly, great, wonderful, poignant story, and really shows you that miracles can happen. An interception on the play by Chris Johnson, and that should just about do it for the Louisville Cardinals. There's a look at Harris, the Murray State quarterback, and that's what he looks like now. I alluded to miracles happening, things turning around for the better. There's a look at what he was back in 1998, just 136 pounds.
Yeah, you know, and
amazing recovery, Chris.
You're grateful for places like St. Jude, and anytime a person overcomes cancer, it's an inspiration. Glad he's able to do that and resume his playing career. Not only that, which is not the most important thing, but to resume his life, which is the most important thing.
While we're thinking about miracles in life and good things that we're blessed with, I want to say Happy New Year to my family, watching in Toronto and down in Miami, my wife Sarah and children.
I guess now I got to say Happy New Year to mine.
Well,
my 3
pressure's
kids.
on.
Macy, Madison, Noah, my beautiful wife Stephanie, who's going to be a torch carrier, by the way, when I get home.
There you
the Olympic
go.
torch carrier, so I'm excited to watch that.
So she's the real athlete in the family. Is that what you're trying to say?
She is.
There you go.
She got all the looks too.
And Holly Rowe, Happy New Year to you too, down there on the sideline. I want to say thanks to everybody in the truck as well, our producer Brian Carter, our director Bob Frederoli, and there's the Gatorade shower. Oh, a little icy. Coach got to put a helmet on.
He wants that fire to work on his hat.
Say thanks to our stat man Steve LeBeau and our spotter Seth Jacobson and everybody else behind the cameras that are extremely talented, that folks you never get a chance to see. They are the ones that all make it happen.
It's been a great year. They've done a great job. Made it easy for me my first year on the job, Mark.
Dave Ragone taking a knee. Louisville Cardinals will finally snap their bowl losing streak, and John L. Smith will get his first one as head coach at Louisville.
I know he's happy for his seniors.
The number 22 ranked Louisville Cardinals defeat the highest scoring team in the nation from BYU. They are the 2001 AXA Liberty Bowl champions. And Dave Ragone, our AXA and Capital One player of the game. And downstairs to Holly Rowe.
Coach John L. Smith, you have not won a bowl game. How does it feel to get your first win in the postseason?
Well, I tell you what, I'm so happy for our kids. It's more about them than about us as coaches. But our program needed this, and our kids played hard. I'm proud of them.
Your defense was tremendous. I know the offense gets all the credit, but say something about how your defensive effort paid off.
Well, and that was our thought going into the game. Whoever plays the best defense is going to win. And we played great defense today. Those kids played their hearts out. They got them on the ground. And I don't know, you hold BYU to 10 points. We did some things right.
You said that this could help prove that your last year's season 10-2 was not a fluke. What do you think?
Well, it's not a fluke, and we just have to build on this from here on out. It's great for our program. I couldn't be happier.
Thank you, Coach. Oh! Back to you, Mark.
Holly, I'm not sure what happened to you down there on the screen, but make sure you get back to the truck okay. I hope you didn't get hit with the Gatorade shower. Final score once again, Louisville winning 28-10. Capital Bowl Week continues. North Carolina, Auburn coming up next. From all of us here at ESPN, for Holly Rowe, Chris Billman, I'm Mark Jones. Reese, hey, Happy New Year.